Ladies and gentlemen, you are looking at Five Flags Speedway right here in the great state of Florida for the next round of the XCAL Webshop Series 2026 round number 4 right here with Five Flags Speedway. It's going to be a good one. It's the home of the Snowball Derby. And who is going to end up getting rolled up like a damn snowball tonight? You have to stick around and see what happens here tonight on Motormouth Broadcasting. Good evening, folks. I'm the Redneck Announcer, Jake Reeves, my good buddy, the Aussie, Hamish Monroe, up here alongside, co-commentating and producing as well. This is going to be a good one, a half-a-mile short track. Thank God we're getting to some short track racing. Honestly, Hamish, we had USA last week. We've got Five Flags this week. I think we're in store for a damn good one, sir. Good evening.
Good evening to you as well, Jake. I mean, what I think tonight's gonna offer us up is obviously long race, long endurance needed to try and get to the end of tonight's race as well. But keeping the car as clean as possible, keeping the tyres under you too, that's going to be some of the big tests, especially around here at Five Flags. And we can see it obviously on the track map. It's a slightly oddly shaped short track, Jake. One end of the track is tighter than the other. And what I think that could lead to tonight is obviously some great battles. There's obviously a lot to talk about this evening too. Octavio Rondeletto is not on pole this week. Somehow he hasn't gotten pole position. I don't know how that's happened. So he's going to have work to do across the night as well. Obviously we've got a couple of drivers to chat to in just a moment's time. But, it's exciting stuff when we get to come to Five Flags. Obviously out here in Pensacola in Florida, so North Florida here tonight. And it's going to be a good one, I think. And, with slightly cooler track temps with this night race format this evening, they're going to have high grip. They're going to be at high pace. And I'm wondering who's going to come out on top tonight. And I'm wondering as well if we're finally going to see some more of those receipts handed out tonight, Jake, from some drivers who've been wronged over the past few weeks. We've got a new receipt to talk about tonight as well. We'll discuss that one with Mr. Jason Seams when we bring him in a moment. But it's exciting stuff, and the hope of receipts getting handed out keeps me entertained and ready to roll into this race.
Yeah, it's going to be an interesting little deal right there when we talk to J-Dog here in just a little bit. But yeah, Five Flags, I talked about it, home of the Snowball Derby. Great racing facility. Unfortunately, I've never been there. I've always wanted to go there, but it's just too long of a fucking drive, and I'm not doing it because has anybody seen the gas prices lately in the United States? Yeah, pretty wild stuff. Drivers out there running practice laps. There you see J-Dog Seams out there, or Jason J-Dog Seams rather, out there on track checking it out. And, we see J-Dog working his way around. Hamish basically keeping it down on the bottom, down in the cellar, where Grandpappy hides the moonshine from Granny. That's a typical short track line that you see in right here from Jason J-Dog Seams.
Yeah, it is, and just trying to keep it as tight as possible. Obviously, covering a passing opportunity as well. That's obviously one of the sort of short track mindsets of, you keep it as tight as possible, keep it as low as possible, then no one can come around your inside, because it's very difficult to pass on short tracks on the outside. So often we'll see at times drivers will always cover the inside as much as possible. The biggest issue with that is if they get loose off corner exit, that's then when they open up the opportunity to be passed once again by the driver in behind them. So they'll have to try and rebalance that as best as possible here tonight. Let's have a quick chat to our first driver here this evening who's come in for a promo pre-race. It is Charles Richie Joplin, who has scored his first career pole tonight by 0.002 seconds over teammate Octavio Rondeletto. He hasn't won a race since 2024. Is tonight the night. Well, Charles, welcome in. Congratulations on getting pole position here tonight. Barest of margins, by the way. How does it feel to only slightly big dick Octavio in qualifying by that smaller margin?
It feels pretty good, actually, just to beat him, period, on something, at least. He's fast. He's fast. I've watched him race on a lot of stuff. He's even fast in road course racing. So just a chance just to start on the pole and beat him on the pole, that's great. Even though he's my teammate this year, but still like to beat him straight out one time. That'd be pretty cool on that end.
Is that the is 0.002 seconds, Charles? Is that the only time that you've had something be so quick in terms of such a short number, or are you used to having a much larger gap for things? Not just in racing but throughout life as well, because it's such a small margin. It is literally, it's a bee's dick away from his lap time. Like, you couldn't get any closer than that.
I know it.
Could you even do you think it at such a slight margin? Could you hold that slight margin out the whole race, or do you think that it might have been a one-off, or possibly that you could hold that pace throughout the race?
If you hold that pace all the way through the race, you're going to be short on fuel. It's fuel mileage racing here. I mean, you got to save enough fuel where you can manage your stops. I would love to go out there and just go 120% all the time, but you can't do that.
That
You got to
shit
save
crazy.
your tire. Yeah, you got to save your tire. You got to save fuel. I mean, you want to race, but you got to manage it on these long races to save the car. Make sure you're at the end, and then when you're at the end with 5 to go or something, 3, and you're like, I'm racing Octavio, and hopefully I can beat him, or he's going to beat me, or Matthew Bear, or whatever. I mean, me and Matthew Bear raced hard in the heat race Monday night, and he raced me clean. I raced him clean. It was good racing. I mean, we was racing side by side. I mean, it was great. I enjoyed that. That's how I like to race. I mean, if you're going to race me clean, race me hard, I enjoy the heck out of it. So, yeah.
Well, that's what we love to hear, and it's why we all love to go racing, is to be able to race clean and fair, and that's sometimes the best battles as well. But we appreciate you coming and have a quick chat to us here tonight, Charles. Best of luck in the race from pole position. We'll see if you can convert it into a race win first in nearly 2 years here in XCAL.
Oh, yeah.
Next up for us to have a quick chat to here tonight, it is J-Dog Seams. And J-Dog, before we've even gone racing tonight, Jake, we've got beef. We have got beef tonight. I think we got to ring the bell.
Oh yeah, we got to bring that bell right there. I mean, Hamish, if you don't mind, I'm gonna bring this one in right here because we got beef. We seriously have some beef. We've got some shit that happened in the heat race number 1, from what we're understanding. J-Dog, you got into it with Jose. I still can't get his damn name right. Hamish, how the hell do you pronounce that? I'm sorry.
Godino.
Godino.
Yeah.
Well, J-Dog's got it figured out. He knows exactly what the hell his last name is.
He knows exactly what it is. He's got it written on the wall above the Shrine of Death. That's what he's got. That's how he knows.
Yeah, I'm sure. Well,
I did get a little loose in front of him. I got a little loose in front of him. And I saved it, and he got into me. I think it was a racing deal. I don't think he blatantly went out there and tried to hammer me, but I start shotgun on the field, so we'll see what happens. I can't finish any worse.
So basically what you're saying is this Portuguese pile driver that we're hearing about, it's bullshit. Like there was no Portuguese pile driver.
Oh yeah, he got into me. He definitely got into me. But it's it is what it is. I like a challenge that dead last and see what I can do.
All right,
it should be an interesting race. I appreciate you guys doing the broadcast, and just want to thank Sim Racer Hub, Flaming Comet Paint, Admin Box, J-Dog's Cavendry, the XCAL Webshop Racing Series. Thank people for watching, and check out that web shop, and we want to thank you guys.
Hey, real quick, so Jason, I'll ask you one more question. Obviously, thank you very much for thanking your sponsors, as I know y'all getting ready to get racing. Just real quick question here. Are you focusing on the track? Are you focusing on the field? Are you focusing on Jose? Which one is it?
I'm focusing on the track. I got to get 110 laps here and not kill the tires, so we'll see what happens.
Well, that would be J-Dog Jason Seams trying to get a little something going on right here. So, J-Dog, good luck from the back, baby. Gonna have a hell of a hill to climb.
Hopefully it's a show. We'll see. But, all right, guys, take care.
All righty, that was J-Dog Seams right there.
That is a man that sounds like he is both from New Jersey and Alabama at the same time, Jake. I don't know how that's happened. but he's certainly got a combo of accents about his voice.
That's simple. That's simple. He's probably from Alabama, and he probably moved to New Jersey, and it's kind of split right down the fucking middle. I mean, that's it's not that hard to figure that one out, right there, Hamish. I mean,
not to be fair.
it sounds stupid as hell how I brought that up, but I mean, it's possible, you know. I mean, you know what? Who the hell knows? Got the grid lined up for you here tonight. Obviously, we talked about it a second ago. Richie Joplin starting on that pole here tonight with his teammate Octavio Rondaletto. Gonna be starting right to his outside.
For whatever reason, it is not showing me the grid tonight, so that's very helpful of this. So it's not working, unfortunately, for the actual the regular overlay for the grid. So I do apologize that it is not working. So we'll just have to run with the regular grid, it seems. Oh no, it's just not going to show the grid at all. That's fantastic. Okay, apparently we have no grid, Jake.
Well, hell with it then. I'll just call out some names, and this is basically where they're going to be. Richie Joplin, Octavio Rondaletto on the front row with Jack McKee and Matthew Bear, King Matthew Bear, however you want to look at it, starting in P4. Stephen T. Rex and Jared Mogard. Remember, he had his little bit of issues with Joe Campbell a while back. He's going to be starting in P6. With David Maugy starting in P7. Cody Rogers right there, 2 drivers going for the Rookie of the Year right there, 7th and 8th. Then Joe Campbell, silent Joe Campbell. Gerald Poole, the big man with Flaming Karma Racing, over there going to start in P10 here tonight. Sean Andrews, Earl Seams, couple of new names with Alb Hewins starting 13th. And there, of course, right there is Jose. I'm going to have to try to get the pronunciation on his name. Jose starting in P14, Ryan Seams, and J-Dog Seams. That's 16 drivers getting ready to rock and roll here tonight at Five Flags. Hamish, one more time. It's Jose Gudagnini? Is that how? I mean, Godinho. He is going to end up cussing me out when this thing is all said and done. He is going to be so pissed off. He's going to have beef. You know what? For you, Jose Godinho. Did I say that right? Did I get it right that time?
Yes,
Godinho?
Yes, you did.
Okay, yeah, well, guess what? Jose, we got beef. He's got beef with my ass. We're green flag here for round 4 at the Five Flags Speedway. XCAL Webshop Series 2026 is underway. Richie Joplin down on the inside. Rondaletto, Showman up top. Jack McKee trying to dive down to the inside. Going all the way to 325. Remember, we're going to have the obvious salute when we get to the numbers of 6-9 ending in each one of those laps. Lap 2, Joplin on the inside. McKee slides by Octavio Rondaletto. Rex Mogard to top 5.
So I look forward to seeing what Richie Joplin can do tonight, obviously, starting from the pole. He's had a couple of good outings thus far this season, so just see if he can put all the puzzle pieces together tonight and really maintain his race proper. That's going to be an exciting prospect for us. One stat I do know is we've only had 2 different car types of the street stocks win races this season, and Richie's in one of them. The one that we have not gotten a win from just yet is the car type that J-Dog, of course, drives, which is one of those alternate variants of the street stock car, but currently with the most wins this season, it's the old reliable. The original street stock on iRacing, of course, Octavio Rondaletto has won 2 out of 3 races thus far, so he's had 2 wins in the old beast, and he'll be trying to make a 30 tonight, but Joplin will want to try and get a second for his car type and the first for his 2026 campaign.
Yeah, he's going to try to make something happen right here. Richie Joplin right down on the bottom, down in the cellar, as I mentioned earlier, where Grandpappy has the moonshine from Granny all the way down the cellar. Nobody running up in the middle or top lane as of yet. Some may try to diamond the corner, dive down on the inside, slide up a little bit, and then exit on the bottom side. But mainly they're going to keep it right down on the bottom. And this is one of those races right here where we could see beef, Hamish. This is obviously a dominant inside lane racetrack where if you're faster than somebody, odds are you're going to have to put the bumper to their ass and knock them up the hill. If you don't, then you're just going to end up playing follow the leader for the rest of the night. So we may see a little bit of bumper banging instead of door banging obviously we'll see the door banging, but I think the bumper banging is going to come into play with guys having to move each other out of the way to be able to try to advance positions. Wow, we already see one slide up the hill. That's Cody Rogers in the one. Slides way up the hill. Ryan Seams, John Andrews able to slide right by him. Kick Cody Rogers up top. And J-Dog Seams, one of the biggest movers. He's up 5 spots. Ryan is up 7 as well in the 131. So the Seams family is starting to work their way up through the field.
Yeah, just trying to almost seam their way through the field, if you will.
I see what you did there.
Thank you. You seen what I did there?
I seen it.
So here's one thing that I'm wondering tonight as well. We know that there's obviously some overhanging beef still between a couple of drivers, i.e. Joe Campbell, Matt Bear. Although I have a feeling that Joe Campbell has let bygones be bygones and Matt Bear to this point. But there's definitely still beef. And I think there's definitely a receipt coming at some point over the next few weeks between Matt Bear and Octavio Rondoletto from only a few weeks ago. And we're still waiting for it to happen. Matt didn't get his revenge last week in terms of a receipt to Octavio. And I think he's wanting to try and keep his ass clean, I think, is Matt. And he's going to try and be smart about how he gets this receipt and how he obviously pays back Octavio for what Matt claimed was dirty driving when Octavio got his first win of the season. So I'm excited to see when that comes. If we get any more beef out of tonight as well, if we find out anyone has any more beef in terms of on-track issues, or if you've got some beef from this week as well, Jake. You always come with a new piece of beef every week, let's be real. But who is going to...
I got one.
Who is... Oh, okay. Well, would you like to share it with the group?
Oh, we still got a long way to go here in this race. I'll be able to pop it out sooner or later.
Yes. Be smart.
If that tells you anything right there, pop it out. If that helps you any idea, give some of you out there an idea about what my beef is about popping it out. So go ahead. I'm sorry, Hamish. Go ahead.
No. You're fine. But no, I suppose we have to be able to use our stories smartly across the evening, of course, with such a long race. Here tonight, 325 laps, by the way, of this circuit. So we're roughly running 160 odd miles this evening, around about 160, being that it's a half-mile track. So it means that we've got a lot of miles to do. It means that they've got to try and, as we've heard, they've got to try and make tyres last roughly 110 odd laps. So that's a long way to go on tyres, Jake, and I think if they can make them last to that point, that's going to be a hell of an effort, especially at such a track where you can begin to get loose as the tyres can start to wear away. If you end up running on the outside where the marbles are, that'll start to wear away your tyres as well. And I think that's just going to put more pressure on you in terms of your pit stop strategy, but also your race strategy as a whole as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to really put a huge deal out of that. You see Rex already kind of looking like he was going to kind of enter a little bit late, maybe try to cut down, try to figure out some way, somehow. But for the most part, once again, I mean, just follow the leader is what's going on right now. And and I don't expect to see a whole lot of, moving somebody out of the way, at least right. Well, hell, wait a minute. Rex trying to get the shot to Rondoletto, trying to knock him up out of the way one way or another. King Matthew Bear sitting back there in the 6th spot, a couple of spots back. There's where you see a little bit of side-by-side way back there in the back, but for the most part, starting to break away. Top 8 right now. Ryan Seams right there on the tailgate of the line. You see Rex diving down to the inside, trying to make a pass. Here comes Jake McKee back there. Is that Jared Mogard? Yeah, Jared Mogard down to the inside. Kick McKee up to the top side. Got a run coming off the corner. Mogard going to try to go to 4th. McKee's going to get slipped back to 5th, but he's going to fight hard on the outside. That will open the door for King Matthew Bear down on the inside to try to make the pass and see if he can slide himself up into the top 5. Bottom is dominant right now, Hamish.
Oh, it is. And as we said, it's the best place to be. It's where the most grip is on the track. It's where the line's been formed in terms of rubber placement on the circuit as well. So that's a part of the track you want to be on as much as possible. And unfortunately for Jack McKee, like the forgotten washing and the forgotten laundry, he's been hung out to dry and he's kind of been left behind.
Yeah, he's been left behind pretty good right now. Slides right in front of Ryan Seams in 131 back there, as I mentioned a while ago. Tailgate on that front pack with flip-flop back up front. There is Richie Joplin obviously teammates with Rondoletto. Rondoletto maybe playing a little blocker, if you will, to Steven Rex, try to hold him up, try to help Richie get him some laps led up here at the front. And Richie being very, very, remember, we talked about it, save a little bit of gas. That's what Richie was talking about, save a little bit of gas to be able to make it all the way to the point to where you can try to make it into a one-stop one way or another. Richie still leads it with Octavio Rondoletto behind him. Rex actually taking a little bit of a higher approach now. As I mentioned a while ago, kind of looks like possibly maybe trying to do that diamond in the corner, but he thinks different of it. 1 and 2 going to keep it right down on the white line and get right up on the back door of Rondoletto, trying to hit the intimidator button, maybe try to throw off the showman one way or another.
Well, we'll see if he can throw the showman off, but as we know from the first few rounds, he's been a cool, calm, collected customer. The only real time we've seen Octavio fired up was post round 2, after that battle with King Matthew Bear. But here comes Rex. He's got himself an inside run now, forcing Octavio to the outside. I don't think Rondoletto will defend this too hard. He doesn't, knowing that it's so early in this race here, Jake. There's no point defending for your life when we're only a 10th of the way through this thing, and, well, you could very easily end up back in pit lane and having to fix your car.
Absolutely. We've already got beef out there on the live chat. Jody Shelton saying that they've got beef out there on the live chat. Let us know if you have beef. What do you have beef with? We don't care what it is. Let us know what Jody Shelton out there has got beef. Also, Trick8083. Let's go, Dave. Win this one for Jesus. I'm all for that as well. But let us know what you got beef with out here. Is damn it all, Steven Rex.
Oh, my God.
Rondoletto knocking him up. Richie Joplin going up on the top side. Rondoletto tried to basically cut the apron. He went all the way down to the damn apron. Mogard trying to follow suit. He's going to try to cut it down to the inside. Almost gets into Rondoletto. Steven T. Rex going to take it all the way to the front and try to leave them all in the dust. As here comes King Matthew Bear. He's going to slide by Richie Joplin. Everybody sliding by Richie Joplin, going through 3 and 4 and hitting the line.
Yeah, Malgi now wants that move down the inside as well. Watch from McKee and Seams. It looks as if Joplin has finally cracked and he's dropped. Now he's stuck on that outside, similarly to how McKee was, where he's just, it's like he's got a parachute on the back of that car. He cannot keep up with the rest of the field, with them having that obviously preferred inside line at this stage. And for Joplin, right now, there's not much more he can do other than try and defend it. This is how it all happened. So we see Rex coming in towards turn 1. Oh, sorry, no, that's turn 3, my mistake. In towards turn 3. Oh, no, it is 1. All right, I was right then.
It is 1.
Yeah, okay, very good. Comes in, gives a little knock to Joplin's rear end. That forces him on the outside. That then allows this absolute scramble of cars to come past, and it sees him in an unfortunate position of dropping spots. David Malgi now as well has just had an incident here too, down at turn 1. How has this happened to him whilst we're on replay? He had Joplin on his outside still. Oh, he's been hooked because he didn't.
Shit.
Yeah, he didn't realize that Joplin was still on the outside, and he's been hooked up. Not much more Joplin could do, and I think Malgi there. That's just some unfortunate spatial awareness issues there for Malgi that's cost him. But we've got a caution. We've already got one tonight, Jake. This is the earliest caution we've ever seen this season. The only caution we've seen has been past lap 200. That was back at Charlotte. And now tonight we've got one. As J-Dog stays out to maybe try and get some sort of advantage. Although is he going to come in at the end of this lap? See if he can maybe jump some people in pit lane.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, and J-Dog, obviously, remember, had that incident in Heat 1. Maybe, yeah, he just stayed out, probably lead a lap, get some points. To try to make it, obviously a very long season here with XCAL. So staying out, got to lead a lap, get some points. Rondoletto is going to end up retaking the lead.
Yeah,
Steven T. Rex, Jared Mogard, Jack E. behind him.
Slightly less fuel on Octavio's stop, about 3 seconds less than Rex's. So he's trying to take track position more so than anything. Obviously, free pit stop, you kind of kind of dictate what your pit stop's going to look like if you want to try and stick to a regular strategy. 3 seconds of fuel, that's not going to be much difference. It's, a couple of gallons really. So for Rondeletto, he's taking track position to try and stay out of the heat and keep Rex in behind him. It's a real shame for obviously David Malgi to get hooked up like that from Joplin, but again, he moved over as Joplin's still alongside. Bit of overlap, things happen. It's a bit hard to try and avoid that sort of incident there, Jake.
Yeah, I mean, an unfortunate right there to see that right there. I mean, David Malgi possibly a little bit pissed off about the whole deal, but I mean, unfortunate situation right there for Malgi, just getting right rear hooked right there. And yeah, Malgi already down a lap.
Of course, he's got to get that car fixed up. He's got to get it fixed up.
Yeah.
So we'll quickly watch it back in. Let's watch it on board with Joplin here and just see from his perspective. So he's trying to get up alongside off the exit of 2.
Oh, Malgi hooked himself.
Yeah. He moved over just slightly as they had overlap. So we'll get a better look at this again, actually. So we'll go to Joplin, because this will give us the best look. So we can see this here. So he's got slight overlap on exit, and then Malgi comes up on him and hooks himself, and into the wall he goes. There was literally nowhere that Joplin could go other than trying to hook on the brakes, but wasn't much more could be done. As we're back to green flag, lap 41 at 3:25 in the XCAL Webshop Series 2026, round 4 out of Five Flags Speedway. I'm stuck in last week at USA. At a Five Flags Speedway out of Pensacola, Florida. And it is Octavio Rondeletto back in the lead. We got a bit of side-by-side racing here, Jake. They haven't settled into a single line yet. They're still running the two wide.
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of surprised by this right here. Stephen T. Rex up top, Rondeletto on the bottom, Mogard. Hell, he's just going to try to split them. For a second, was going to run the middle lane from what they were running. Rex gets a little bit loose. Mogard says, screw it, send it on the bottom. Try to take it 3 wide here at Five Flags. Everybody live chat, let us know what you think with XCAL. Here at Five Flags, as Rex is going to get kicked back to 3rd. Rondeletto's going to go to 2nd now, as Mogard's going to make the pass and make it work. Up 5 spots from where he started. Started in 6th. He's running P1 off turn 2.
And now Matt Bear alongside Rondeletto. He's caught him on the outside line. Mogard's now stuck on the outside as well. There goes Rex back in the race lead. Matt Bear gets ahead of Rondeletto. McKee wants an inside run on Rondeletto too. It's beginning to drop for him a little bit here. Maybe a bit of fuel save trying to be attempted by the 48 since he tried to take track position. But right now, Jake, track position, null and void. The pit stop advantage that he tried to create for himself has gone out the window.
Yeah, it's went straight out the damn window. Rondeletto already sliding back 3 spots from where he started from the outside pole, and now sitting in the P5 spot right in behind Jack McKee and his arch rival, King Matthew Bear sitting in 3rd, Mogard 2nd, Rex sitting in the 1st spot. It's right back there, you see, just for a second, Ryan Seams still the biggest mover in the race. Hearing and seeing a little bit of live chat out there for the Seams family. 3 of them, mind you, 3 of them in the Seams family rocking it here tonight with Ryan, J-Dog, and obviously Earl Seams out there as well. But Earl actually 9 laps down now, sitting in the pits. So 2 out of 3 on the racetrack. Earl way, many laps down. Not sure what happened to Earl, but Ryan Seams currently has the most positions gained from where he started. And here's something else to think about. Look where, right there behind them, not too far back, right there behind them, matter of fact, Jose, sitting in the 8th spot. Look who's behind him. There's J-Dog. Remember the pile driver that we was talking about earlier, that unfortunately J-Dog ended up having to get with the Portuguese pile driver from Jose. Ironically enough, now J-Dog right in behind him. What's going to happen? Is there beef? He's more worried about the track, but, I mean, hey, free shot right here. You got him right here lined up here in the main race.
Well, we'll see if he can maybe hit him with a J-Dog lariat, perhaps, if he's been hit with a Portuguese pile driver at some point from Jose. But for J-Dog, I mean, from what he told us, he has no he has no qualms about what happened with Jose during the heat race. He knows that it wasn't an intentional moment. He did get, obviously, clapped up pretty bad. But he's focused on the race tonight. He's focused on trying to move forward. And as he said, he started from last place. He couldn't drop any more than where he was. And any positioning above that is an improvement this evening for J-Dog. So he's bringing a positive mindset to it. And I think that, you know, him and Jose will laugh about it at the end of the week.
Yeah, but you think about this for a second, you know, Hamish, you know, I'll play devil's advocate here just a little bit. You got to think about this for a second. If J-Dog sits there and says, you know what, I'm going to fuck him up. If he says that live here on Motormouth Broadcast and he says it, that he's going to go after him, you know, obviously the officials, you know, here with XCAL, they see that. They don't want to end up penalizing somebody. Think about what happened with Joe Campbell. Joe Campbell got busted, you know, for his retaliation on Jared Mogard. He got busted for that. So think about that for a second. Got to think, if J-Dog goes out there and calls him out, and Campbell never called him out. Campbell never actually sat there and said, Mogard, your ass is mine. He never said that. But here we go. J-Dog trying to go around Jose. Maybe thinking, you know, maybe Jose sitting there thinking, I'm not going to really screw with him. I don't want to screw with him. Thinking about what happened in heat race number 1, just go ahead and let him go and let him on by, knowing that there is a possibility that there is beef. Obviously, you know, I would be pissed too. I'm sure you would be. I'm sure everybody out there in the live chat would be mad about it as well. But in my opinion, you're not going to actually say that live on the air that, yeah, I'm going to get his ass, because then you end up getting him, that it's premeditated. Can't believe I actually used that word in a broadcast before, but yeah, I mean, it's more or less premeditated.
You are only lowering your claim of being a redneck announcer, Jake, by using such big words such as premeditated. You're only proving that you are actually learned. So, but it's good.
He's calling his shot. Then fuck it, he's calling his shot. That's what he's doing, Amy.
There you go. That's the more redneck way of saying it, Jake. How have I noticed that? Although you did have a self-reflection moment as soon as you said it. You're like, God damn, I'm saying premeditated now.
I messed up.
Yeah. Pulling back the curtain. Stephen Rex under pressure here from Jared Mogard, Matt Bear, and Jack McKee as well. They're just beginning to run away a little bit here from Ryan Seams, although he's gotten past Rondeletto. Rondeletto's got some major pace dropping here as Mogard on the inside of Rex, trying to sneak it up the inside. Job done for him. Can Matt Bear follow him suit as well, with Rex stuck on the outside? McKee will look to try and slip it through as well. He can't quite get the run, so he tucks in behind the 70 entry, and this allows them to push on. So change of the lead once again, but Octavio's struggling for pace at this stage. I would say, Jake, he's trying to save fuel and he's trying to save tyres for the next run throughout this race.
Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, I think that's exactly what Rondeletto's doing. Obviously, you talked about it. Took a little bit less gas, so tried to save a little bit, try to get the track position. May end up coming to bite him all the way back into the 6th spot. Ryan Seams now up 10 spots. He is double digits from the number that he was up. And obviously, J-Dog, he's up 9. He gets around Rondeletto. He'll match what Ryan is doing right there. So Seams family doing very, very good right now. As here you see King Matthew Bear right up on the back bumper. Jared Mogard. And we're coming up on that lap 69, Hamish. Oh, baby.
We're only a few laps away. We're only a few laps away from that wondrous lap 69 of this race. And we've already had a caution. We're in unknown territory, Jake, of not having a caution prior to this round, prior to lap 200. So an early caution in this one could mean that we may see multiple cautions tonight as Matt Bear looks to throw it up the inside of Mogard. Down at turn 1, gets the run through that he needs, and Mogard again playing the game of don't need to battle him too hard too early. He's not going to run away too far. It's only half a mile, but he'll be within my line of sight pretty quickly if he does get a bit of a lead. But at this stage, again, they're not willing to battle too hard because it's very early in this race. I think it's only going to heat up proper by the time we get to maybe that lap 280 range. And that's when they'll start to get elbows out, and that's when they'll start to try and hold each other back a little bit.
Lap 67, car 67. Matthew Bear, the king, ends up taking the lead and jumps it up front. Rex are now trying to find a way around Mogard. Took a shot top, thought better of it, dropped down right in behind him as they worked away off of turn number 4. What time is it? Lap 69. We will salute
Nice.
the number 69 and everything that it stands for. So thank you very much to the number 69 and all the memories that it has given us in the past. Hopefully my wife does not hear that and I don't end up with a damn divorce. But salute to the lap 69.
Lap 69, nice, is now completed to go on to lap 70. Let's fill the chat with nice. That next time when we get to 169, I want to see the chat filled with just lowercase nice. Please fill the chat with
Why
that word for
lowercase?
it. It's the meme. That's the joke of it. Is it's 69 and then lowercase nice afterwards.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. There's
That went over my head.
there's layers to this joke, like an onion, Jake. So.
Gotta peel it back.
Yeah.
Gotta peel it back a layer at a time. Haven't
Yeah.
you get that? Yeah, I see where you're going
Yeah,
with this
exactly.
shit.
Yeah. There's different layers. Don't worry. The closer you get to the core of the onion, less likely we can say it on air of the broadcast. So we may only get a couple layers in, but still. But I mean, we're such a long way to go. Obviously, that there's going to be a fair level of endurance needed to try and keep the concentration levels up throughout the rest of this race. Actually, periodic cautions probably help them in this case, Jake, more so than not getting them, because green lap after green lap after green lap doesn't really give you a time to reevaluate your race. More or less, it means that if you're getting distracted by a reevaluation throughout the green period, that's when mistakes can be made, and that's when you can obviously drop back a little bit or make a mistake in pit lane, where under caution at least, you're going slower, not having to concentrate as much, and you can kind of reevaluate, reset, and resetting yourself before the restart, especially if you've had some moments where the car's getting loose or you haven't been feeling ultimately comfortable. That little reset of the caution can sometimes help you just reset the mind, keep yourself clean. So I think throughout this race, if we do get some periodic cautions, we've already had one, and get another one, that I think will help reset them just slightly and probably actually help them make the end of the race a little bit easier, because they're not having to concentrate on so many laps to go. We're focusing on getting our rest at this stage and resetting for the next assault, and probably just trying to make sure they get their pit stop correct as well.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And, seeing out there in the live chat, Jody Shelton, does XCAL allow lucky dogs? Rogers needs a few. Well, here's from what we got sent to us. XCAL does not have a normal lucky dog. And basically, this is what XCAL does with their lucky dogs. XCAL Racing has existed since before iRacing had the lucky dog options available. This is from Aaron Hellebush that sent us this. In XCAL, waiver rounds are issued to the top 3 cars that are 1 or more laps down when we hit 2 laps to green when it's under caution. Obviously, that's when that shit happens. If those cars are in the pits, they miss their wave and no one else gets one. So that's what you're looking at as far as the quote-unquote lucky dog rule. And also, Jose Godino out there, he's making a career start right here, a big time career start right here of 156 career start. And he is the all-time leader. And it's 120. This is his 122nd consecutive start. Also, the all-time leader in Tier 4 XCAL IAAP. So, Jose's got the he's got the number up there, baby. I mean, that's a lot of damn starts, honestly. At 122 consecutive starts, that is a lot. That's a lot of starts to be consistent on and keep showing up every Tuesday night here with XCAL Webshop series to make those consistently or for those starts. That shows dedication, at least in my book right there, Hamish. Either that or he just ain't got shit going on a Tuesday night. Either one.
That's but it's not only 122 consecutive starts or 156 total, which also says to me he's missed probably one race, Jake, in his entire career. If he hadn't missed one race, he'd probably be 156 consecutive starts. But his highest race finish is second place. So he's been racing with 156 races, yet to take a race win to this point as well. He's had an all-star win, but he's not had a win in a regular season race. So that's one thing he still needs to check off his bucket list here in XCAL, is get that race win in a regular season affair. So tonight, does he get it? I don't know. I think there needs to be a lot more chaos in front of him to really show that could happen. Otherwise, we may have to wait until we go to a track that suits him a little bit better, unless that's a road course or something. Who knows? If it's maybe more super speedway that he might be better at, I don't know. But yeah, I mean, he'll be hoping obviously to get his first win at some point. Maybe he can get it before he hits 200 race starts at the beginning of next year.
Yeah, very good possibility right there for Jose Godino. That I think I'm getting there. I'm getting there. I'm getting the last name right. I'm getting there. I probably ain't right on the money, but I'm getting there one way or another.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I'll teach you how to pronounce the word Portuguese properly as well, because it's not actually supposed to be pronounced Portuguese, and the actual pronunciation can make people struggle. And but don't worry. By the time we're done here, Jake, you'll be saying Portuguese words correctly by the end of the season. Portuguese.
Portuguese?
Yes.
I have never called it that.
Yeah.
Never.
Yeah, because the English
It's always been
pronunciation.
Portuguese.
Yeah, English pronunciation is Portuguese, but the actual Portuguese pronunciation is Portuguese. I know this because one of my good friends growing up is from Portugal.
And he speaks Portuguese.
He speaks Portuguese and English as well.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
learn shit every single time you come on with XCAL, don't you?
Yeah, it's always a learning experience when I'm on here, Jake. Don't worry. I think I already got Jim saying it at one point as well.
No, really?
I think so. I can't remember now. Actually, have we ever been to Portimao? I don't know if I don't know if me and Jim have ever actually been to Portimao. So I don't know if I've actually had the opportunity to tell him how to pronounce Portuguese. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah. You got me already fucking lost already. I'm already. I'm already roasted.
Portimao is a road course that is in Portugal. So it would be the only opportunity I'd have. It's also known as Algarve in iRacing. That'd be the only opportunity I would have had to have told Jim, and I can't remember if me and him have actually called a race there. So I don't know.
But I'm gonna take a wild guess. The announcers at Portimao end up speaking Portuguese.
Yeah, they speak Portuguese.
I'm assuming that's what they say. Well, if I had to take a wild guess, I'd say that's what they do. I mean, they're obviously American. I mean, why wouldn't you?
No, but that's right. Being that it's in Portugal, yeah, I would say yes. But I mean, even actually, I might have mentioned it to him when we've gone to Interlagos, because Brazilians speak Portuguese. So, and that may have only been the only time I could have ever told him. But I don't know. I can't really remember, to be honest with you. There's a lot that I've told Jim. There's a lot that I've taught Jim. There's a lot that he's taught me. I can't remember much of it, to be honest with you, other than the things that are obvious, like things to do with broadcasting, and probably the only things that I remember that I've taught him. But apart from that, it's still waiting. Hey, we got the reverse of 96. Give him a reverse salute, Jake, which is a go away salute, of course.
Here you go. There you go. That's the reverse of the arrow work. That's the best I got. You got me over here crying, man. Coming up on 100 laps, Jared Mogard up here to lead this thing with obviously Matthew Baer, Jack McKee, the top three. Octavio Rondaletto is actually slid right by Ryan Seams and took over the fourth spot. Front three tried to break away. There's the battle for the fourth spot. Ryan Seams up top. J-Dog right there behind him. With Octavio the Showman. Rondaletto down on the inside. Sliding up. Here comes Seams. Almost end up being like David Mouchy there for a second. He almost right around hooked himself, but Showman able to cut it down on the bottom of the racetrack. And think about this for a second here, Hamish. Rondaletto's going for 3 in a row. Remember, he won at Rockingham. Or the Ham, as they called it. So he won at Rockingham. Obviously, he won at USA International Speedway. Controversial as it may be for the Rockingham deal, probably for the ass kicking that he gave him last week at USA might be controversy as well. But still, going for 3 in a row is Octavio Rondoletto, and they're not making it easy on him here tonight.
No, they're not. They're not. They don't want him to have the one up over them that he is the obviously triple winner, triple crown winner already this season, 3 in a row, which is a very tough thing to pull out in any racing league. Doesn't matter what you're in, whether it's road course, oval, dirt road as well. It's incredibly difficult to win 3 races in a row unless you have a serious skill advantage over the rest of the field. So for Rondoletto to pull out that sort of effort is going to be a massive achievement for him. An even harder achievement would be to go 5 wins in a row as well. Jake, you want to know how many times I've seen someone take 5 wins in a row in a league? Out of my 600 broadcasts and probably coming up on 12 seasons of iRacing that I've called races, I've seen it happen once across multiple leagues. It's happened once. And in saying that, in a 10-round league, a 10-round season, I've only ever seen someone take 7 wins in a single season one time. It is super rare, super rare that you find someone who can win. You know what? I couldn't even name you the last time I saw actually, no, I could tell you the last time I saw someone win 3 races in a row. I've just seen someone win 3 races in a single night on Monday. So that kind of porks that one. But yeah, to see someone win 5 races in a row is very, very rare. And if Octavio could pull that out, well, obviously he first has to win 3 in a row, starting tonight, 4 in a row at the Bull Ring in 2 weeks' time, and then win his 5th in a row. It's a very rare accomplishment. And if it can happen, he's already going to be, he's going to begin etching his name in the trophy at that point, because it's going to be so hard to try and limit that momentum if he can pull that out so early on in the season.
Yeah, I mean, kind of shades for the NASCAR fans out there. Christopher Bell that had it earlier on in the season, a couple of years ago with the NASCAR Cup Series with Christopher Bell and being able to pull out 3 straight wins, which was something that was pretty iconic, to say the least, kind of going on a stretch. Unfortunately, he could never actually clutch and win a damn championship, but with the new playoff and chase system and all that other shit, who knows, he may be able to pull it out. There you see it right here. The front 3 they're gone. They've run off, they've left Rondoletto. Rondoletto's actually run off and left J-Dog and Ryan Seams, but Bear, Mogard, Jack McKee riding on board with McKee started 3rd. That's where he's sitting. You see the graph on where he kind of moved around all over the place. So far throughout this race at 111, Make-A-Wish, a 325 here tonight at Five Flags. Right on board with Jack McKee. Look how kind of, it's this surface right here, a little bumpy. Right here for these street stocks, kind of bouncing just a little bit, bouncing around like a damn basketball in an NBA game. Just real bumpy right here in 1 and 2, trying to ride it, do what he can, do what he can, then ride right here on the bottom. It's got them bumps. It's an old surface here with Five Flags Speedway here in Pensacola, Florida. But it's one of the best short tracks in the country, to be honest with you. Obviously hosting the Snowball Derby, but Jack McKee making it look easy, as well as the King, Matthew Bear, leading, coming to lap 114.
114 of 325. We have just etched over previously the 1/3 of the way mark here this evening. So we've still got 2/3 of this race to go, although the first third's only come about in the first 36 minutes. So if we continue on this trend, we'll be done within an hour and a half here out at Five Flags Speedway this evening. But we know that things can get hindered and held up a little bit, Jake. We could still get plenty of pace cars within the next 210 laps of this one out at Five Flags Speedway this evening. But you're right, top 3 broken away, 1.6 seconds back to Rondoletto. Seems is right on his tails here at 0.7 of a second as McKee trying to go up the inside of Mogard for P2. Job done for him. And again, Mogard not willing to fight it too hard. I think these guys are willing to work together a little bit so early on in this race, Jake, that they're just going to try and just pull away, extend themselves, get a good gap over Octavio, and then leave the battle between the three of them to the end of this one to try and get themselves a race win.
There you see right there, Jack McKee able to get past Jared Bogart, probably set his sights on King Matthew Bear, obviously sitting in the first spot. And, you know, Octavio Rondaletto, now he's about 2.5 seconds back from Matthew Bear, the King, sitting in the fourth spot. J-Dog about another second, give or take, behind Rondaletto. So, yeah, front three, they're gone. They're catching up to David Mauji, going to try to put him 3 laps down. There goes Bear, sends it down on the inside. Mauji, obviously one of those drivers going for the Rookie of the Year. Jack McKee slides by. Here comes Mogard, all front three. They slide by him. It's now Rondaletto, 2.5 seconds. That gap is growing from the lead to the fourth place driver. There you see him, Rondaletto. There's J-Dog, not too far back. Richie Joplin, the pole sitter right there, sitting in 6th, as well as Ryan Seams. Back here as well, all these guys, actually that was Jose, but there's Ryan Seams trying to work his way back up through here as well. But everything's kind of just calmed down just a little bit. The restarts has been interesting, you know, with the initial start and the restart that we had after Mauji right rear hooked himself. So the restarts have been interesting, but once they kind of get some laps under them and they calm down, hey, we should kind of get spread out, which is what we're seeing.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, this is normally the route that short track racing takes, where the longer that we go green and the more consistent drivers are over a short track, the more likely we are going to see the field spread out like this. Octavio is now in pit lane, so he's actually gone to the extent, I believe, of what that tank allowed for with the limited fuel that he put in the car. So he couldn't go much further than what he has. He's had to come in on lap 1, 2, 3. Kind of perfect, actually. He's coming on 1, 2, 3. We'll see if he comes in next time on 2:46. That'd be nice for his final stop of the race. For Matt Bear, Jack McKee, Jared Mogard, the top 3 as well. Again, breaking away at this point often happens on short tracks because of sometimes the pace discrepancy or even just the consistency of drivers. You know, little mistakes will lose you a bulk amount of time because it is such a short circuit. And for the front 3, keeping themselves cool, calm, collected, and consistent here, Jake, that's the most important thing. That's what they're doing right now. So we're about to hit 200 laps to go in this race. And this one is starting to fly by a little bit. But again, this is the hardest point of the race tonight, Jake. They've got to keep themselves clean. This is when the in-car boredom can come, because there's so many laps to go that they've just got to try and keep themselves occupied, keep the brain occupied as well. Keep it you know, firing in all cylinders and make sure that they try and limit mistakes the longer this race goes on.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want to end up putting yourself in a bad situation, just like you were talking about. Hey, this is Jack McKee able to slide by King Matthew Bear, slide up into the P1 spot. Bear, now he'll slide back into the 2nd spot. Mogard goes to 3rd. As that gap has grown majorly, as Octavio Rondaletto is took in the 48, dropped it down to pit road. Now he is 3 laps down, hoping that everything will cycle its way right back out right here, Hamish, and be able to try to make a run and try to get back up here to the front of the pack. The front 3, they are gone. Big old gap, huge gap over Octavio Rondaletto's teammate, Richie Joplin, who's sitting in 4th, about 3.5 seconds back from these guys.
Yeah, I mean, he's, you know, with no one to run with and he's stuck on his lonesome. There's not much more he can do to try and chase them down, as J-Dog's now in pit lane, Albie Hewins as well, so is Stephen Rex in pit road. Forgot to mention before, he's actually dropped a heap of spots already in this race. After initially losing the lead, he lost some toe and really just lost some momentum. That's dropped him down the order. So we wait for the top 3 to come in, and when they do come in, may dictate on at which point or at which point of the circuit they're going to come out on, obviously, in terms of on-track position amongst the whole field. Of course, they've now lapped Octavio Rondaletto because of the fact that he's done a green flag stop. And I think the important thing to remember here is, Jake, if we get a caution, that may screw half the field, because only 3 of them are going to get a wave around unless they're in pit lane. Then they'll miss out. So if there is a caution at this point, this could seriously screw some drivers out of remaining on the lead lap and actually put them in a massive back foot disadvantage throughout the whole race, because ultimately, if there isn't a caution after that, they've got no way of getting back on the lead lap without trying to go faster than the race leaders.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And that's something that we're really going to have to keep our eye on how that's going to end up working out. As you're seeing a lot of drivers going down pit road, Ryan seems, J-Dog seems, Gerald Poole going down pit road, numerous drivers heading down pit road, working their way back out on the racetrack. There you see right there, that is the 91 of Gerald Poole, Parkersburg, West Virginia, 91, owner of Flamin' Karma Racing, FKR, and obviously owner of Richie Joplin's car, as well as Octavio Rondoletto's car as well. And Gerald Poole coming out here. Usually he kind of chimes in with us on live chat.
Yeah, normally
broadcast, but he's not able to do it now because
No.
you be texting and driving. That's a big no-no. You don't want to do that shit when you're racing out here with XCAL.
No, you don't. Obviously, we've had Gerald in the chat with us the first 3 rounds of the season. 4th round, he's now decided to get out there and go racing as well. So it's great to see from Gerald to be heading out on circuit. A man with a deeper voice than what I thought he would have had, but he does. And as well, again, head of Flaming Karma Racing. I would assume he owns Flaming Karma Paint Shop as well. And running in this 91. Currently 11th, but of course that position may change once the pit stops occur for the front 3. And I think that there will, again, we're only going to really know where everyone truly sits once the top 6 come through pit road. Now, we do expect, obviously, Joe Campbell's going to drop down the order. He's already been down the order tonight as well. But where are those top 5 going to be? McKee, Bear, Mogard, Joplin, Godinho. And is Rondoletto going to gain anything by coming in early after he took tyres and fuel? But I think he's actually taken slightly less fuel again. Where's he going to end up? Because he's only had a 46.8 second stop, where Seams had a 54 second stop. So he's taking a little bit more fuel than what Rondoletto opted to.
Yeah, I mean, that's something that we're going to have to really watch out for right here, Hamish, to see how this is all going to play out throughout the rest of the race. See how everything works out. As there you see J-Dog trying to work his way back up through here. Remember, 3 laps down, him and Rondoletto, both drivers. Obviously, they're in a hell of a pickle. They're waiting on everybody else jumping on down pit road. Try to make something happen out of this. Jack McKee still leads. Matthew Bear Sr., King Matthew Bear, that is, sitting in the 2nd spot. And Rich Joplin, damn it all, 89 starting to work his way up through here, as now Bear's going to take it down to the bottom of the racetrack, hit the apron. King Matthew Bear working his way down pit road as Rich Joplin starting to close in on the leaders.
Yeah, well, we'll see if Joplin can try and gain position back up to the race leader. Of course, he was the pole sitter here tonight. It's been a long time between drinks for Richie Joplin in terms of simulated champagne hitting the lips of that man's mouth, as Matt Bear's now coming to pit road. So the King will try and crown himself some new fuel and new tyres on board his car. We'll see what sort of strategy he pulls out, whether it's going to be a longer stop or a shorter stop to hang on to track position. Jack McKee now in out of the race lead, giving it up to Jared Mogard. And we know that Mogard was previously a marked man, but the receipt was paid. It was paid by Joe Campbell. He got his receipt paid out, got his return policy corrected. And for Mogard, he can now concentrate on moving on and pushing on throughout this race and throughout the season too. Longer stop, by the way, for Matt Bear, because Rondoletto has just jumped him in pit lane. So Bear is going for a longer stop, trying to maybe push out the strategy a little bit here, Jake, and we'll see if he can make back the time later on in this race, as Rondoletto's running on fresh tyres now since lap 122. So, 22 or 25 lap older tyres now, but they were fresher than Matt Bear's was, and that's giving him a massive advantage. In fact, he's about to lap him as Matt Bear's just come out of pit lane after a 12-second disadvantage in pit lane in terms of a longer stop. But for Matt Bear, he'll make that back up later in the race.
Yeah, obviously he will end up making it back up, as this is going to get good right here. Right there, we mentioned it. King Matthew Bear, Octavio Rondoletto. Remember the beef? Remember the ham? Remember Rocket Ham? This may get a little interesting right here. We'll run the Leto right in behind, obviously, Matthew Bear, the king, and kind of see how this ends up working out, what happens, who's going to make a move. Just there's a lot of factors right here that could happen right here with Bear and obviously Rondeletto. Bear maybe try to hold up Rondeletto somehow, some way. Rondeletto maybe heard enough shit from King Matthew Bear to just go ahead and just send him and just, go ahead and, hit that receipt like you were talking about, Hamish. Go ahead and cash that or send that receipt in and go ahead and just take care of King Matthew Bear. Just get it over with and send him right here and let him know, hey, don't be screwing with my ass. I'm not one to be screwed with, and that may be what Rondeletto may end up trying to send a message right here to King Matthew Bear.
Well, if it's going to be anyone that's going to be able to cash the receipt, surely it's Matt Bear. I mean, he was the one that was blocked from an attempt at going for a race lead on the last lap of a race, and then cordially getting into a wreck with Rondeletto as well. So I think if anyone actually would have the desire to cash a check in terms of a receipt, it would have to be Matt Bear more so than Octavio, surely, Jake. I mean, he's the one that feels that's been wronged. Octavio doesn't feel like he's been wronged and feels like he hasn't done anything wrong. Where for Matt Bear, he feels like he has something to prove and something to get back for when he could have taken a race swing when they were out at Rockingham only a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, that could really play a big factor out of this right here. Is now actually David Mauchi's going to slide by Octavio Rondeletto, slide right by him, make that pass, and slide on up through here. Oh, wow, Mauchi. Damn, Mauchi hits the wall coming off of turn number 4. Obviously, Mauchi, numerous laps down from the rest of the field. Well, he hit that wall a ton. That number 3, just ever since he got right rear hooked here this evening, or right rear hooked himself, rather, he just has not had the car. He has not had the it factor that we've seen David Mauchi have a couple times this season, but certainly not. It just ain't happening for the number 3.
No, it's not. And what I've just noticed too, looking at the time, the timesheet at this stage. So Rondeletto at the moment, comparatively to J-Dog, is 16.6 seconds ahead. J-Dog's only just up the road from him because Matt Bear and J-Dog are battling for corrected P2 in this race. If Octavio gets past both of them, he has lapped the whole field by coming in early, taking a shorter stop. Now, how much time will he give up in pit lane if he has to take more fuel in another stop? Well, time will tell. If he remains a lap ahead, this race is going to be over before we even know it.
Very good possibility. And that's something right there, obviously, that could play a factor right here. Is Jared Mogard jumping down pit road, as you mentioned. Mogard down pit road. Rondeletto, about a 15-second gap now, according to the time it scored over King Matthew Bear. Bear's already slipped back a huge chunk. You see him way the hell back there, way back there. I mean, actually, David Mauchi's actually separating them. There's King Matthew Bear trying to work his way back up through here. Got J-Dog right in behind him. That's the battle for the third. Now the second spot is they're going to flip-flop, drive right by Jared Mogard. And, wow, what a turn of events. What a turn of events as we are, believe it or not, 9 laps away from the lap 169.
We're not too far away, are we, Jake? All right, we've just hit 159 now. So we're about 11 laps away. But for Matt Bear and J-Dog, they're technically still on the lead lap in quotes, but that's only because Rondeletto hasn't come past them just yet. He's right on their heels. He is on the tail of J-Dog seams. If he gets past both of them, he's lapped the whole field. He literally would have lapped the whole field. And who can challenge him at that point, other than if he has to give up time in pit lane because of the stop strategy that he's pulled out?
Only time will tell, baby. Only time will tell on how this is going to end up working out. As there you see Rondeletto. I mean, pretty good gap right here. 16, right at 16 and a half seconds. There's J-Dog seams. How about Jose? Jose Godinho up here in the 4th spot. Obviously, we talked about it a while ago. All the the starts that he's had, all-time starter here with XCAL, most consecutive starts. That's an all-time record as well. Up in the 4th spot, kind of doing what he's got to do right here. Let's see how it ends up working out for him. And J-Dog not too far ahead of him. You flip-flop back. You see Joe Campbell right here. There's Jared Poole right in front of him. Joe Campbell tried to maybe mix it up with the 91 and Gerald Poole. Poole says, nah, hell no, I ain't going to play with you here tonight. Joe Campbell, I'll let you slide right on by. Poole almost smacking the wall right there as Cody Rogers trying to work his way, catch back up to him.
Yeah, Poole just ending up on the marbles on the outside there. Let, obviously, Campbell go by and get his lap back on him. And as I said, nearly rode it up high and straight into the wall. And that's one of the challenges here at these short tracks of keeping yourself in check and making sure you remain on that perfected line on the inside. Getting caught on the outside, I mean, it's like driving on ice out there because those marbles of rubber are out there. You get no grip, Jake. I mean, you're not getting any, less tire on the tarmac means it's getting less grip. It's slippery, it's greasy. And it's so difficult to keep the car in check on that outside run. Gerald's actually quite lucky he didn't run that in the wall then. He did very well to pull it up, but it would have been a little scary moment for him. And I'll tell you what we haven't seen just yet tonight, any issues coming into pit road. That's what we've not seen. We saw it last time out at USA International with some incidents coming into pit road. We've not seen any of that issue or any of those issues tonight as we've just hit lap 168. We're one lap away from it. Remember what we said, we want you to fill the chat tonight with a lowercase nice as soon as this next lap begins. As we come around turn 3 and 4. And officially, Jake, salutes up. It's lap 169.
169, we salute the number and everything that the 69 stands for, even with a 1 in front of it, because yeah, 69s, they are number 1 in our heart, in our minds, and in our relationships. Anyway, 69, 169, now 170 with Rondoletto still leads. King Matthew Bear, J-Dog Seams, Jason J-Dog Seams. 3 drivers on the lead lap. Rest of the field, 1 lap down or more. There is a absolute shitload of them. About 6 of them, 1 lap down. Then you got Joe Campbell, about 2 laps down. Stephen T. Rex, the fastest lap of the race at a 17.862. He is all the way down into the 12th spot, 3 laps down. David Malgi, 5 laps down. Cody Rogers also 5 laps down. And obviously Sean Andrews way out of this bad boy. And obviously Earl Seams pretty much out of this race, 133 laps down, hoping for a friggin' miracle. Rondoletto leads, trying to work his way through here, and check it out, he's catching J-Dog right here. He already got around Jose, put him a lap down. He's trying to get around J-Dog, put him 1 lap down. Starting to kind of see a trend right here, Hamish. Didn't this happen last week at USA International where Octavio won the damn race and put the whole fucking field a lap down? Because I'm starting to see it right here.
Yeah, it's looking like it may be a recreation of last week. This time, obviously in Pensacola for Five Flags Speedway, and ultimately, Jake, I think we can. I think from a viewer's perspective, perhaps, or maybe a entertainment factor, but as impressive as winning by a whole lap is, ultimately it's not. It's we got to try and turn up the entertainment a little bit. I think because 1 lap ahead, no one's challenging him at this stage. I suppose in the true test of selling, the true test that is keeping himself in check, keeping himself a lap ahead. That's then the new challenge for Octavio Rondoletto. But obviously that makes it a bit hard for everyone else to try and battle him for a win and try and challenge him across the next 150 odd laps.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to give Rondoletto the credit.
Oh, 100%.
Credit is due, obviously.
Yeah.
I mean, you come out here, you wax their ass, and you put the whole field a lap down. I mean, you deserve everything that you got out of it. You got to, not discrediting him, not one bit. As you see Rondoletto now, he's going to put J-Dog 1 lap down and set his sights on King Matthew Bear, who's sitting in second. Rondoletto actually kind of slid the nose a little bit, slid right up there in front of old J-Dog. Here comes Jose Gattino, and remember the damn it. Hang on a minute. Let me think about it. Portuguese pile
Twice.
driver. Yeah, you took me up. Well, shit. I mean, I learned it tonight. I learned it tonight. I gotta get a little bit of a.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it ain't like I've been studying that shit for 2 weeks, you know? I mean, pretty close. I'll take it. I mean, but the pile driver, obviously, that's going to be weighing on his mind, and it is for position. It is for a podium spot right here with J-Dog and Jose. It will be interesting right here how this little race ends up working out right here with Rondeletto putting them 1 lap down.
Yep, so now top 2 cars, the only 2 cars left on the technical lead lap at this stage, as Matt Bear has not been passed by the race leader just yet, but that battle for P3 is on between J-Dog and Jose Godinho as well at this point, as we're on that 182 of 325. We've still got 143 laps to go when we cross the strike. And hell, at this point, Rondeletto may lap the whole field twice.
That is a possibility if the strategy ends up working out. Rondeletto can make it work, just to see what happens out of that. And you got to think about this for a second. Side note here, let's backtrack what happened about 2 weeks ago. And, everybody watched it here on Motormouth Broadcasting with the XCAL Webshop series about the what's the word I'm looking for here? The supposed contact that Rondeletto gave to King Matthew Bear. Okay, that was the supposed content. Bear got pissed and he started talking a bunch, all kinds of stuff. Obviously, Octavio Rondeletto sending him messages. It went back and forth. It went into the, it spilled over into the XCAL Discord chat where they went back and forth and they sent a lot of messages and everything else. Okay, controversy as it may be, however you want to look at it, the past 2 weeks, Rondeletto has basically looked at everybody and went STFU to everybody at XCAL, and if you don't know what that means, it's basically shut the F up to every single one of these guys. Hey, you think it's controversial? Watch this shit. And he has went out here for 2 weeks. Granted, we still got half the race left right here, Hamish. But Rondeletto, Rockingham might have lit a fire under his ass to where he sat there and he said, hold it. Watch this. Watch what I really can do. If you thought that was bad, watch this. I'll just put the whole damn field lap down.
Yeah, I mean, he's
2 weeks in a row.
2 weeks in a row. I mean, it's ridiculous, isn't it? I mean, it is a serious level of dominance and a serious level of commitment for him to have that sort of pace. But we need someone to step up now. We need someone to step up and to put the sword to him and to say, hey, you can't big dick us like this. We're going to come right after you, and we are going to, we're going to take you down. We're going to knock you off the pedestal you put yourself on.
Yep, big dick him cleaned off of the pedestal. Yeah, I saw where you went with that right there, Hamish. Yeah, I mean and somebody's got to step up. Somebody's got to make it happen.
I'm putting the challenge to drivers at this point. Put him to the sword. You've got to be doing better. To be the whole field to be nearly the whole field to be a lap down on the race leader with 130 laps to go. Are you kidding me? Like, come on. You can't be letting him get away with that. That is just something else, and that's not something that I've seen happen 2 weeks in a row, Jake.
Hamish got beef, y'all. Do we have beef, Hamish? Do we have beef?
We got beef. We've got beef.
Yeah. Do we? Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. I talked about this a while ago. You asked me earlier on in the broadcast. We got a kind of a moment right here to where I can go ahead and I can obviously each and every week I pop out some beef. So I'll go ahead. You know what? Screw it. I'll pop out some beef. And speaking of popping out, yesterday was Groundhog Day. I don't know if you knew that or not, Hamish, but in the U.S. apparently, they celebrate Groundhog Day. Now, I've never saw the movie with Bill Murray in it, but I'm going to have to check it out. I'm going to have to watch it. I'll pull it up. I'll watch it somewhere or somehow, some way. I'm gonna watch it. I heard it was a good movie. Here's the thing. I did not know that there was people that dressed up in top hats and all this crazy shit to celebrate a groundhog giving a weather report. Okay, yep. I didn't know it was that big of a deal. I didn't know everybody was, crazy on that and everything else. Here's the beef that I got. Now it could be for these guys that take this shit a little bit too seriously and everything else. But the main beef I got is with that damn groundhog. In our area of the country, he saw a shadow. That means there's 6 more weeks of bad weather, of winter weather. Okay. We've had a fucking enough of winter. Let it go. We've saw the snow. We've saw all this. It's been rough on some of us. Let it go. So you, groundhog, both of you, the one in Pennsylvania and the one right here in Georgia, both of you can stick it. I'm tired of the damn groundhogs. I'm tired of the winter weather. You groundhogs, stay y'all's ass in the damn hole. I don't want nothing to do with groundhogs. I fucking hate them. I'm done. We got beef. Screw them damn groundhogs. I'm done with them, Hamish. Done with them. Done. You got beef? Have you got beef this week, Hamish? What do you got beef with? Besides, I'll tell you, I'll run Little wearing everybody's ass out.
Do I have beef this week? Yeah, I've got beef. I've got beef, Jake.
What you got?
I've got beef with the constant price gouging of major supermarkets in Australia who have made billions of dollars in the last 2 years and continue to price hike their prices when we are in a recession in this country. And the fact that they are continuing to raise their prices when we're in a cost of living crisis, when they don't need to, they literally pulled their biggest amount of profits last year. Major supermarket companies and franchises in Australia, they can stick it. We've got beef, Jake. I'm over it.
Well,
I'm over it.
Well, hell, they're doing that here. Hell, they're doing that here. Hell, groceries is through the damn roof and everything else.
Yeah, but
sorry, folks, we got a little bit real right here.
You've got in the US, you're having to pay for tariffs, right? So that's not necessarily the fault of the supermarket chains. That's the fault, obviously, of the person who put in place the tariffs. In Australia, it is the fault of the companies themselves for raising their prices like that when they don't need to be. They are literally getting investigated by the Australian government for price gouging.
Oh, okay. So y'all got some serious shit going on over there.
Yes.
Okay, y'all got some serious shit. Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. You used to be able to feed a family of 4 for $10, Jake. A bag of shredded cheese now costs $7.50.
Ironically enough, we were talking about cheese the other week. Now we're talking about shredded cheese off a fucking price gouge.
The example I've got for you. What are you going to do with the other $2.50? Share it between yourselves? I mean,
what kind of cheese, dare I ask?
Just any shredded cheese. Genuinely any shredded cheese. $7.50 for a bag of shredded cheese.
Apparently we know what goes good with cheese. Beef on a burger. We got beef, obviously. Cool stuff out of that one. There is Ryan Seams 131. Trying to work his way up through here, trying to run down Richie Joplin. Believe it or not, while we've been sitting here just BSing, all over the place, not wasting Sunday, J-Dog right here, J-Dog Seams, obviously, he's got Jose Catino right here. Both of them battling for the 3rd spot. All right, now check this out. You flip-flop back. You go back 4 seconds. There's Jack McKee. Jack McKee sitting in the 5th spot. You see him right there riding right in behind these old boys. Then you look behind him about 3 seconds. You find Alb Hewins, who just ended up getting passed by Richie Joplin for the 6th spot, who just cut his nose off. Then Ryan Seams behind him with Jared Mogard, with Gerald Poole. So even though Rondoletto is waxing ass right now, there is positions up for grabs, and drivers is within striking distance.
Jody's asking how much for a pound of beef in Australia. Well, we measure by the kilo in Australia, Jody. So You'll have to do the conversion on this.
Okay. I tell you what.
$14. It's $14 for a kilo of beef. So a pound
kilo?
for a kilo, and I think a pound's what, 2.2 kilograms. I think it is. I think it is.
Conversion. No.
No?
1 pound to a kilogram. Are we talking about kilograms here?
Yeah, kilograms.
Okay, it's 0.45.
Okay. So 500 grams is a pound. So for a pound of beef, it is $7 for a pound of beef.
I'd actually don't. That's shit.
That's AUD, not
Hell,
USD.
I've heard more. Oh. Well, what's ADD to
AUD to USD? So it's roughly $7 AUD. It'd be
oh shit.
it'd be
I'm
less.
scared
It'd be less if it was USD actually. It'd be like $5, $4 USD.
So we're getting
Pound of beef.
screwed.
Yeah, you may be, but that's because we have.
We're getting
That's
screwed.
because we have cow farms here. You're going to find cows outside. That's because we have a beef.
We got slaughterhouses. We got that shit.
Yeah, but like we've got a pretty significant beef industry within Australia. But yeah, like $14 for a kilogram, when previously it's been at around about $10 2 years ago. As Mr. Malgy's put it up in the wall, he's got beef with the wall tonight. It's David Malgy. He's got beef with the wall. He's smacked that thing at least 3 times at this point now. One of which brought out a caution. It was, of course, about 180 laps ago. But still, lap 218 to 325. We're nearly at the 100 lap to go mark here. But yeah, as Rhiannon's just said in the chat, even worse from a butcher's, it's $20 per kilo, so $10 a pound. So that's for better quality beef than what you get from the supermarket.
Oh Lord, line it up out there in the chat. What do you use your beef for? And everybody, get your head out of the damn gutters, okay? I'm just asking a question. What do you use your beef for? Hey, I'm asking a simple question right here.
Pretty simple question.
Pretty
simple
yeah,
question.
Simple question. But you know there is people out there that will turn that sumbitch left and right, and they'll flip it. You never know how it'll work out. So yeah.
For ground beef, I would use that to make a sort of pasta dish of some kind, or if I'm feeling a bit rogue, Jake, I'll make myself some smash burgers if I have some ground beef. So if it's steak, then I'll just make steak. Yeah, it's a good time. Best smash burgers, Jake? Simple smash burgers, like 3 or 4 ingredients. You don't need anything extra. Some beef, some cheese, some pickles, and some sauce. Good job. Or if you don't want pickles, have onions. You know, that's my opinion.
I'd rather have neither, to be honest with you. And believe it or not, we're actually getting comments out of this right here. I honestly thought everybody was just going to sit there and be like, listen to these 2 dumbasses.
Mississippi pot roast. Ooh, that sounds pretty good to me, Jake. Mississippi pot roast from Jody Shelton.
Okay. Me and Jody's going to have beef, because me and Jody had beef, was it last week before last, whatever. You're going to have a roast. You can't have a beef roast. My opinion, you can't have a beef roast. Now, that's just me. If you're going to have a roast, it's got to be pork. Okay? That's just my pork roast.
Jake, how short
beef
of a
roast
take
is
that
okay,
is.
but, you know.
Beef roast can be good. I if I'm going to have roast beef, I like it as like a beef stew, personally, for me. But
I'm talking about what you cook in a crock pot. That's what I'm getting at.
Yeah. Well, no, I cook my roast in an oven, Jake. I cook it in an oven. I don't cook it in a slow cooker or a pressure cooker. But Jake, cannot overlook the lamb roast, my friend. Butterflied lamb leg, roasted up real good. Oh, it's a great time.
I have never tried lamb, believe it or not.
To be fair, in Australia we love lamb.
I've never tried it.
Oh, it's good. It's good. It's ironic. I'll eat lamb. I don't eat veal. So it's ironic that I do that.
We're learning shit about one another.
Oh no, we do. Yeah. I don't like.
We learn something about each other every week.
I don't like the veal industry. That's why I don't eat veal. I know about the lamb industry in Australia, and it's fine. Veal industry I don't like, so I don't eat veal.
Two completely different personalities on two completely different ends of the spectrum, on two completely different countries. You got a redneck and you got an Aussie.
Yet
you got it right here on Motormouth Broadcast.
Yet we can get along without having arguments with each other, Jake. It's amazing what happens when you can have the perspective of everyone's allowed an opinion and it doesn't affect me, because all that matters is if I enjoy something. If they want to enjoy something, that's fine. That's important to them. It doesn't matter if I did. For my life to be better, I don't need you to enjoy things the way I enjoy things, Jake. That's, as long as I'm enjoying it, that's all I care about.
I agree 100%.
There we go. We found more beef, Jake. Freaking gatekeepers. No more gatekeeping, please. Stop gatekeeping things. Just because you expect somebody to like something that you do, and then you get mad because they don't. Honestly, fuck off. Stop it. Like, just enjoy the shit that you want to enjoy. Enjoy the shit that you want to enjoy. We're going to enjoy the things that we want to enjoy, and let's just leave it at that. Too busy worrying about shit that people do. I don't care anymore about what other people do. If it doesn't affect me, that's fine.
I agree. I mean, everybody's got an opinion. It's like a good friend of mine always said, opinions are like assholes. Everybody's got one.
They do.
It is true. It is very true with that statement. So, I agree 100% with what you're saying on that. I mean, you can agree to disagree, but you don't have to go out here and have to start fights and have to do all that shit. Everybody's got their own opinion. Everybody's got their own way of life.
It's not worth the stress or energy. It is not worth the stress or energy.
No.
I laugh when I see people getting frustrated on Facebook because they disagree with something. And they think that the energy of writing out a comment and sending it is worth it. I used to write out a comment, Jake, if I disagree with something, and then I would just delete it. I wouldn't post it because I'm letting the frustration out, and then it's like, oh, well, it's not worth posting the comment. I'll just leave it. But I've gotten the frustration out. I think a lot more people need to learn to just avoid pressing the send button when they're putting a message out there. Gerald Poole in pit lane, by the way, lap 237 of 325. Now we know the drivers can go, from what we've heard tonight, J-Dog said that he could run 110 laps on a set of tyres, so I'm going to assume they can run about 110 laps of fuel. So I think this may be the last pit stop of the whole race, as the race lead is in for Octavio Rondeletto.
Yeah, Rondeletto jumping it down pit road as we're getting back on race. I will say this, if anybody is going to get pissed off, if you're going to get your feelings hurt and everything else, do it on the racetrack.
Yeah,
it's good content. It's good shit,
exactly.
Man. Come on. You wreck on the racetrack. You wreck each other on the racetrack. You have a disagreement. I'm all for it. We're all for it. Matthew Bear, he's going to slide right by. He will take the lead, obviously, around a little bit, being down pit road. Jack McKee down pit road. Bear's going to send it. And got to be careful right here. Look at how this is right here. Look at all the damn gravel right there as they were coming down pit road right there, Hamish. It's got to play a huge factor into coming down pit road with all that gravel right there. I mean, look at it. The whole fucking pit road has got gravel all the way down this. All the way down the front stretch. It's got to play a factor right here with these cars and with these drivers coming down pit road for these pit stops.
Now, what I've just noticed as well, Jake, is, so just to do the quick maths for a second, so Rondeletto did over 110 laps. He's been able to take the same amount of fuel that he took previously in his pit stop. So he's actually not lost any time in this pit stop here. The only world he's going to lose time is if Matt Bear can take a 30-second stop. That's the only way that he is going to get back past Rondeletto. If he can't, as Rondeletto comes out back past pit lane, it's not looking like he's going to. So for Matt Bear, ultimately, I don't think anyone is going to go back ahead of Rondeletto in this race. I think Rondeletto's got the race lead, and he's going to have the race won, unless we get a caution. That is the only world I see this changing. Matt Bear's only just coming out of pit road now, there's Rondoletto. So Matt Bear looks to be at risk of going a lap down. Jose Godinho is now into corrected P2 in this race, by the way. He is 9 seconds behind the race leader as Richie Joplin's in. He's shown great late race pace in this one. But for Rondoletto, he is only a moment away from lapping Matt Bear in this one. And oh, Daddy, wouldn't it be ironic? Wouldn't it be satisfying for us, Jake, after we've waited for the receipt from Matt Bear, if he would have ruined it for Octavio Rondoletto right now?
I mean, a very good possibility that it could, that receipt could end up being sent right here. As you see, obviously, Rondoletto right there behind him as well. It could happen. It very much could happen. Will it happen? Only time will tell. I mean, Rondoletto kind of reeling him in little by little by little by little with, 18 seconds. Bear right there sitting, both of them running damn near about the same lap time. Now Rondoletto, he's going to get a great drive right here off of turn 4. Rondoletto 18 flat. Bear about 1/10 of a second slower that time. So it could really play a big factor as we're coming up on lap 250, going to 325. So get down to that nitty gritty like you were talking about. And Hamish, you talked about it. You said about 280, 250 wouldn't be a bad number for these old boys to kind of get the elbows out. This is when you end up seeing the bumper banging, the door banging, the beef happen, and everything else. And damn, Cody Rogers, lap car right there in front of Bear. That's going to hold him up. That's going to help Rondoletto catch right back up to it.
Yep, so Rondoletto is now only a moment away from getting past Matt Bear and putting him a lap down. Joe Campbell has now gone into the race lead, by the way, but he does still need to pit. So for his sake and to give him some shining on in the spotlight here, Joe Campbell is the race leader of this race. When he comes into pit lane, he will lose the race lead to Octavio Rondoletto, but going so long on this stint, could he gain some time here, Jake, by not having to take as much fuel to the end of this race?
It is possible. It is possible, Hamish, right there for Joe Campbell to maybe get a little bit of luck out of this and be able to make a little something happen right here. We'll see what happens, as Rondoletto has yet to get around Matthew Bear. Now think about this for a second. Bear, technically, he's on the lead lap. Rondoletto, technically, front four are still on the lead lap. So Rondoletto maybe just kind of biding his time and waiting. Maybe try to see if Bear can screw up. Obviously, he's the king, so odds are it probably ain't going to happen. But maybe try to worry him to death. Worry Matt Bear to death. And see if maybe, just maybe, he can slide by him without having to worry about anything. But I guarantee you, Matt Bear, he's not going to make it easy on the shoulder.
No, I don't think he will. And I think that for this point here, there may be some fear for Rondoletto to get past him. Now, across these laps, they're technically only on the same lap number, Jake, for around about half a second, because that's how close, Rondoletto is to the back of Matt Bear's car. So it's only not even may not even be 0.5 a second. Yeah, there you go. It's literally as soon as Matt Bear hits the line, he's on the lead lap, and then Rondoletto immediately behind him starts a new one. So, that makes it a bit hard for Matt Bear to stay with him, as Joe Campbell is now in pit lane. So the race leader comes in. Octavio Rondoletto takes back the race lead. I'll be interested to see how short this stop is for Campbell, since he has taken longer stops across the first 2 stints of this race. But for Rondoletto, it's his race to win. Importantly here for Jose Godinho, he's actually going to be in the position now to match his previous best result, a P2. He's yet to take a race win, as we mentioned earlier. Most capped driver in the field, 122 consecutive race starts. If something does happen to Rondoletto, what a time for Jose to take his very first win in XCAL. Be right here in Pensacola, Florida here tonight for Five Flags Speedway. That'd be a great achievement for the Portuguese driver out there.
Oh, wow. Matthew Bear slides up, hits the wall right there, coming off turn number 4. With the way through 1 and 2, Rondoletto right behind him. And, Bear right now, he's trying to stay on the lead lap. Obviously, Rondoletto is the race leader right there behind him. As they worked their way around Cody Rogers once again in one car. But you know, Rondeletto may end up taking that strategy, possibly just saying, you know what, piss on it. I'll just ride behind Bear. Let Bear end up finishing, or let Bear finish in the third spot. I'm going to ride back here. I'm going to win the race and not have to worry about messing with Matthew Bear. So Rondeletto may just be riding around, taking his time. As you know, Jose Godino, about 9 seconds back from Rondeletto, and as you mentioned, that would be you know, a big achievement for the 20 to happen. But I think Rondeletto may be thinking about just ride right here behind Matthew Bear. Don't even get near him. Don't even get close enough for him to smell me. Just ride right here, take care of my stuff, and let's go win it for 3 in a row.
That's right. You know, take that 3rd win in a row. Start your season off strong. Obviously, extend your championship lead as well, which, you know, we haven't even really had a chance to mention tonight. Some of the championship standings across the race tonight as well. So, if I quickly just load them up, and then we can obviously have a much better look at it here tonight. You know, with only so much to go in this race. You know, all the stats we've been given, obviously, it's probably actually a better time than ever to talk about it. So, I forgot to resize it, so let's quickly resize it, Jake, because they did actually give it to me in the right size, which is really appreciated. So, here we go. So,
here you go.
There we go. So, for the MVD standings at this stage, obviously, Rondeletto's leading the way. $293.98 has been won for Octavio Rondeletto thus far this season. So he's the highest or biggest winning driver in terms of the pay that he's on for this season thus far. So he's made some good dosh all throughout this season. Obviously, there's a big purse available tonight, over $300, which is great to see for him. Looking at the owner standings, obviously, he's winning 555 points. This is only going to extend his lead over Stephen Rex tonight. In fact, Stephen Rex is going to drop bulk points. He's down the order tonight. He is down in P14. He's going to be a world away for Octavio Rondeletto after this race. Matt Bear likely will actually take P2 in the title race after tonight's event. And looking at Rookie of the Year, Cody Rogers was leading the way. He could still lead the way tonight if he beats David Malgi, but there's still obviously time for that to change all throughout. But yeah, there's some of the stats for you. But for Rondeletto, as I said, he's trying to etch his name in the trophy early. He wants to finish this thing by August, Jake. He doesn't want to take it all the way to the end of the season. He wants to finish it halfway through the season and be like, I've won already. Hands up, done, job finished. I'll take my trophy now.
Yeah, I mean, you want to go ahead and take it as early as you can. Is 267 right here. Rondeletto actually getting a little bit closer, a little closer, and a little closer, and a little closer. King Matthew Bear currently sitting in a 3rd spot and just holding Rondeletto up. But, I mean, Jose Godino not really gaining neither, actually. He's about 10 seconds now. Was about 9.5, give or take, back from Rondeletto. It's actually now jumped up about half a second. And Rondeletto got about a 10-second lead as we are on lap 269. Thank you very much to the number 69, everybody associated with that number, and all the good memories that the number 69 has given us. Hey, you know, we would know how it is. I mean, the number 69, I mean, it's a great number. It's a great number.
It's a great number.
It's unfortunate that nobody at XCAL will run the damn 69. I haven't saw it all season long. You figure somebody would run it, you know, here with XCAL Webshop series, run the number 69, but nobody does it. Nobody.
No, nobody does. I mean, it's, you know, maybe they're not. Maybe they feel they don't deserve the number, Jake, or they can't match the level of impressiveness that number offers them. But I don't know. It's one of those things, and who knows? Maybe we'll see one in future. If someone does decide they want to join and they want to run number 69, get out there and run it. You know, maybe get some fake sponsors on the car, maybe, Jake. You know, I know there's a fake Snap-on sponsor out there. Where you would replace the N with a T and R in Snap-on. I feel like that'd be a fairly good one to have. on a 69 car, surely.
Oh hell, yeah, very good possibility out of that. Hey, ironically enough, if you ever took the number 69 and you flipped it upside down, it's 69. Yeah, there's something for you right there. Anybody ever think about that? Did you ever think about that?
No, I'll be honest, I didn't, Jake.
You never thought of? It's unfortunate. Yeah, but you know, it kind of ironic that it goes with that because obviously 69. I mean, it's upside down anyway. We're getting way too off the rails here, Havers. We're gonna have to go a different route here. Jared Mogard gonna slide by King Matthew Bear. That's for the third spot. Oh hell, here we go. Mogard may end up opening the door for Rondoletto to dive down to the inside. There is King Matthew Bear trying to hold him off. Rondoletto going to try to put King Matthew Bear a lap down. Mogard able to slide up into the third spot. Bear not going to let him have it right here. Hamish, he is not going to let Rondoletto put him one lap down.
He doesn't want to let him have it. He's going to try and remain on the lead lap tonight because he knows that if he goes a lap down, he can't contest with Mogard. It's going to be a lot harder for him to get back past him unless Rondoletto also puts Mogard a lap down here. So this is now the struggle for Bear, and he's trying to hang on as much as he can, trying to cling on to the position. All Rondoletto would want is for Bear just to you know, step back and give it to him. But he's also got to contest with Richie Joplin, who's right on his heels as well. That's fifth place just behind this battle too. So for Bear, he wants to try and remain on the lead lap ahead of Rondoletto and, importantly, ahead of Joplin. But Octavio Rondoletto looks like he's got the job done. We'll see if Matthew Bear comes back at him at some point.
Yeah, we'll see if he does. Obviously, Bear tried to get a run right there. Damn, I mean, right on his back door. Literally breathing down Octavio Rondoletto. Remember the beef? Remember we talked about it at Rockingham or the Ham. You know, just a couple of weeks ago, with the beef that happened, was Rondoletto controversial, you know, given the buck draft, or, well, really it wasn't a buck draft, actually. I mean, he doored the shit out of him. At least that's what Bear said. I mean, Hamish, me and you, we went back and looked at it. I never saw the door bang. I never saw it. But somehow or another, it was there. And that beef has carried on. Actually, that beef was happening before Rockingham ended up happening. And now Richie Joplin gonna slide by Bear. Joplin's now gonna go up to the fourth spot. Remember, your pole sitter here tonight, it had Octavio Rondoletto start to his outside. So Flaming Karma looking pretty damn good up here, first and fourth respectively.
Yeah, they've got to be cautious and they've got to be careful as they try and navigate the rest of this race. And as we've just about got 40 laps to go in this one, Jake, the final 40 laps, well, they could start to really just roll on by fairly quickly if, well, for Matt Bear and co, they can't get back on the lead lap.
Good possibility right there as you see Bear right there. And, oh, shit. Look at this. Look who's behind Bear. Joe Campbell. Remember Charlotte? Joe Campbell right here lined up right up behind King Matthew Bear. Oh, Hamish, maybe somebody's going to end up getting a receipt, I think, when this thing is all said and done. Something tells me receipts is going to be handed out right here. One way or another. I mean, if this ends up going down and we don't end up having beef or contact or something like that, I'm going to be sorely upset right here because, you know, Rondoletto was able to get by Bear. Now you got Campbell right here, obviously, probably still thinking about what happened at Charlotte because, hey, but, you know, we're race car drivers. We know how this, you know, I was a racer once as well. I know that racers never forget. They never forget who ended up wrecking them or doing them wrong or hanging about the dry, or however you want to look at it. So I'm sure Joe Campbell has not forgot about what happened at Charlotte. He's got King Matthew Bear lined up right here in front of him and could give him that receipt that you were talking about.
He could indeed. We know that Joe's been kind of holding his tongue and he's been holding it back. just trying to keep himself in line the last few weeks. Obviously, Joe's on probation at this stage, and with 35 laps to go, well, could we see the receipt finally handed out from Joe Campbell on Matt Bear?
It's that way, possibility. Bear right there in front of him. Pretty much this is the action going on right now with Rondoletto. I mean, huge, sizable gap, over 12 seconds right now over Jose Godino. So basically just kind of just sitting here waiting and seeing if Campbell maybe is going to make a move or make a bump or try something right here with King Matthew Bear from what happened at Charlotte in the season opener. Maybe, maybe not. I mean, damn, I mean, he is right there. He is right there with Joe Campbell. And Campbell going to take it down to the inside. Bear actually going to go ahead, pull out of the way, and let him slide right on by. Cody Rogers not too far right back from that. He's right on the back door of Bear as well. Bear finally just says, hell with it, gets out of the way. Ends up letting Joe Campbell go right by him. Mind you, Bear pitted on 239, Campbell pitted on 253. So something to think about on that as well, and seeing the tire differential.
Well, we'll see how well the tyres are going to hold up, as we're just about got 30 laps to go. For Mogard, with Joplin in behind him, he's trying to survive up here. In behind now the race leader, who has lapped everyone barring his own teammate Jose Godinho, who is P2 in this race. And if you're Octavio Rondoletto, well, this is a crowning achievement, Jake. 30 laps more, and you are a 3-time race winner this season with 3 wins in a row, which is undoubtedly pure dominance personified.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is. I mean, there you see Rondoletto keeping it down on the bottom side right here. Go to 1 and 2, gonna flip-flop down the back chute, go into 3 and 4. And Rondoletto not too far off from being, from basically making it happen. I'll be honest with you, Amish. I've called a shitload of races in my time. I don't think I've ever seen one driver come out there, and win 3 straight races in a league. I've never seen it. I've seen it at official races. I've seen it and stuff like that and everything, but never in a league race at 3 completely different times, 3 completely different tracks, 3 completely different fields, and 3 completely different situations. It's amazing. And Rondoletto's got a damn good shot at being able to try to pull it off right here. But like you said, the only man being on the lead lap and having a shot at him right now would be his teammate, Jose Godinho.
Well, I mean, 13 seconds behind, it's not even looking likely. And relatively speaking, he could lap him still before the end of this race, which would mean he has lapped the entire field. I mean, that never happens when you go league racing. It barely ever happens where you see a race winner a whole lap ahead of the entire field. It's crazy to think that that could happen tonight. He's 1 car away from doing it with 25 laps to go. He's only 13 seconds ahead of him, so he's about 4 seconds off the back of him at this stage of the race. I mean, if Octavia does that, it is a spectacular performance once again. And obviously they'll have a week away before the next round. They've got to use that week to get prepped for the bull ring. They have to. They cannot allow this to happen every week if he's going to be a lap ahead of them on sheer strategy alone to try and push himself to the absolute limits like this. I mean, this just shows the level of preparation that Octavio's put in for this race.
Yeah, I mean, what I think, honestly, what they need to do, go on Amazon, go, whatever that you get your, your tech stuff, find a damn cheat. Find something you can put in that damn computer to have a speed or grip differential or, some kind of advantage over Rondoletto. Either that or you just need to practice your ass off next week. When the off week's around, practice the bull ring. For God's sakes, practice it. And, make something happen. Because if you don't, Rondoletto's just going to come out here, keep doing what he's doing, and and it's just not going to be good. It's not going to be good for the rest of the field. But like I said, you got to give credit where credit's due. Obviously, we agreed on that as well. You got to give credit where credit's due with Rondeletto putting in the time, putting in the effort, and showing why he is quite possibly could be the king here on the XCAL Webshop series.
Well, as we've only got 19 to go, pressure is off completely for Octavio Rondeletto, but the pressure's on for Jared Mogard, who's got Richie Joplin right on his heels. And relatively speaking, Jake, it's only Octavio and Jose who've got to do the next 19 laps, or now 18 laps. Everyone else can do one or more lap less than them. So they've not got nearly as long to go in this race. We'll see if they planned around that in their strategies and realised, hey, I'm laps down. I don't need as much fuel. I could have gained some positions in pit lane if I'd thought about that at this stage.
I mean, that could happen. That honestly could. Maybe they was thinking about that as well. You think about it. You know, Hamish, some of these drivers thinking possibly that exact same feeling right there. You know what? I ain't gonna win the race tonight. You know, that's a bad way to look at it, honestly. You know, you want to come in every single race thinking that you got a shot to win the race, but some of them might just sit there and say, you know what, hell with it. I'm not good at Five Flags. Maybe I ain't got a shot. You know, Octavio's here tonight, so we know damn well we're not gonna win the fucking race. We're probably gonna be 2 or 3 laps down anyway. Let's plan for that, which is crazy to think. But it's a possibility that they might have put the strategy on that to thinking, yeah, we're going to be a couple laps down. Screw it. That may end up playing into our favor to have the strategy and everything else, so you know how they pitted and everything else. So that could be one of those strategies that could end up really shaking this field up before this thing's all said and done.
Well, it's about as shaken up as a cocktail at this stage in terms of the spanners that have been thrown into the works. As Joplin back on the podium now. He's only down 2 spots from where he started this race as he tries to get down the inside of Mogard. And he's trying ever so hard to just push that thing back into position tonight. I must say, now that he's been out for nearly 90 laps now, Stephen Rex, P14 tonight, finishing lap 237. He's out of this race, Jake, and that's not what we come to expect from Stephen T. Rex after everything he's thrown at us the first 3 weeks. As Joplin now moves up on the podium, and he got a little knock there from Mogard. That raised him up high, and now Mogard looks to come back at him. This is going to be an intense final 10 laps.
Yeah, I mean, it absolutely is right there. You see Joplin, you see Mogard, both of them going at it. That third spot, remember Richie Joplin, your pole sitter here tonight. They almost door bang again. Mogard getting a little bit sideways down on the bottom of the racetrack. Joplin not wanting to give it up on the top side. Mogard down low. Joplin not giving it up and trying to pitch Mogard down, maybe make him get out of the gas. They almost door bang again coming off turn 4.
Oh, the levels of intensity are rising now in this battle for the final position on the podium here tonight. With 9 laps to go, about to be 8 laps to go, and we hit the strike. Either Joplin or Mogard could get it. If they come together and it blows up in front of them, it's going to give the podium finish to Matt Bear, who's sitting back there, licking his lips at the possibility of a podium coming his way. But with both of them side by side, it looks like it could be a drag race to the end if they're going to hang on to the outside and inside lines on each other. And neither of them want to give it up at this stage.
Nah, nobody wanting to give up anything right here. Obviously, less than 10 to go. Make it 7 laps to go. Here we go. And damn it, boy. I mean, we talked about it. Oh, door banging. Mogard comes up, gets up into Richie Joplin. Still slugging it out. Damn, these old boys really do want to come up here and give a holler at us up here in the Motormouth broadcasting booth. Mogard not wanting to give it up. Joplin not wanting to give it up. Oh, baby, and you got to thank for Gerald Poole right there behind him as well with Richie Joplin down to the inside. Mogard tried to cut him off. Not able to do it. Joplin back down to the inside, 5 laps to go.
Oh, it is. They are really pushing the limits now. For Joplin to try and get this job done, is Mogard maybe going to try and play the smart play here, tuck him behind him and go back at him with only a few more laps to go? That's what I'd do at this point, Jake. There's no point trying to hang it on the outside. You're not going to get the run. And as Joplin takes the spot with 4 to go, there it is. Mogard with the switch back, straight back to the inside. Joplin's got to do the exact same thing now, just to try and come back at him and have a fighting chance at this position, because they're banging doors down the straight. They're basically yelling at each other through the window net. There's 3 to go. Oh my God. I mean, it's intense, Jake. It is intense between both of them. By the way, Rondoletto, by the way, is just chasing down his teammate. He's nearly caught up to the back of Godinho at this point, so he may still lap him. They're still at it. Oh my God. Joplin on the outside. 2 to go.
Oh, we may not end up seeing Rondoletto get to the line to actually win the damn race, because I want to see how this right here ends up turning out between Joplin and Mogard. They're working their way. White flag's in the air. Rondoletto, he's already took it to the white flag. As he works his way down in 1 and 2, there's Jose Godinho. He is going to end up making it and finishing on the lead lap. Checkered flags out. Rondoletto gets the win. He's going to burn it a little bit right there coming off forward. We got to go back and check out what happened with Mogard. And, oh, damn, photo finish at the line. Looks to be Jared Mogard over Richie Joplin. Oh, baby. Hamish, that's some short track racing for your ass right there, baby. That's how short track racing is done.
Well, that there is probably one of the closest finishes. Well, that is the closest finish we've ever seen all season. All season, Jake. I mean, what a finish to that race. A great win for Octavio Rondoletto. 3 in a row as he drifts it round the final 2 corners, and the celebrations will begin for him as our race winner here this evening. And from what we saw out on the road tonight for our podium of Rondoletto, Godinho, and Mogard, was an intense finish in the race for Mogard and a fantastic running for Rondoletto and Godinho as well. Matches his previous best result of P2. Hasn't still got a win just yet. But what a great start to the season that Octavio Rondoletto is having right now.
Yeah, Octavio Rondoletto gets his 3rd win of the season. Mogard and Richie Joplin door banged the hell out of one another to be able to make it happen. And what a finish. Real quick, run you down real quick. Not sure if the leaderboard can work on this one or not, but real quick, we'll just run it through you for the 16 drivers here tonight. Octavio Rondoletto gets the win. Jose Godinho, we'll talk to him, as well as Jared Mogard here in just a hot second. That's your podium finishers. Richie Joplin comes so close to end up finishing P4. Hey, there's our damn results page. Awesome. Joplin gets 4th. King Matt Bear gets 5th. Jack McKee will get 6th with J-Dog, Jason J-Dog Seams. Big jump for him, up 9 spots. Meanwhile, once again, Jose Godinho up 12 spots from where he started this race. He's the biggest mover of the race. J-Dog, the second one, up 9 spots. Ryan Seams, good night for the Seams family, 7th and 8th, respectively. Albert Hewins will end up finishing in 9th with Gerald Poole. Usually chimes in with us on the YouTube chat. He ends up getting him a top 10 out of this here tonight. Silent Joe Campbell, David Malgi, after he got hit, or after he right rear hooked himself, ends up getting 12th. Campbell gets 11th. Cody Rogers ends up getting 13th with Stephen T-Rex. Kind of a weird night for that number 70. Usually don't see him finish in this position, but he will finish 14th here tonight with Sean Andrews 15th. And Earl Seams rounding out the 16 drivers here tonight at Five Flags. And while we at it, let's go ahead and let's bring up your race winner. 3rd time in a row, damn it. I'm not joking. 3rd time in a row. Rockingham USA International Speedway, and now here at Five Flags. Octavio, congratulations on the win. Buddy, I'm telling you, tell us about it, because, I mean, literally, you put an ass whooping on the field.
Good evening, Jake, Hamish. 3 out of 3, great. It was a great night for Framingham Racing. We had, I think, 5 cars in the top 10 and 3 cars in the top 5. That's a great result for the team. especially when we were not 100% right with the setup. One guy was loose, the other guy was tight, the other one, well, and we managed to save enough fuel and make the difference. Um, to be honest, I was not even saving fuel with the clutch that is usual here. Um, just seeing what happened. I missed the strategy in the first caution, and in the caution, I mean, when we pitted, I should have taken tires. I thought it was gonna be a harder a race with more cautions and that kind of things, but it was clean as always. That complicated, I mean, the tire strategy, and I had to pit early both times because I was running out of right rear tire, and anyways, uh, but early, you can carry more speed in the stint because you don't have the worst laps of each one, and that's allow you to make some seconds in the margin, and I think that was what happened.
Now, Octavio, I'll ask you this right here. I may end up starting some shit here, but I'm gonna go ahead and ask it anyway. At one point, you were right there behind King Matthew Bear. Well, we're supposed to call him Matt, but Matthew Bear. And you roll behind him, you roll behind him, you roll behind him, and you roll behind him. Was that by design to ride behind him at that particular point in time? Because obviously both of y'all have had beef, y'all have had all kinds of shit going on and everything. Was it by design to ride behind him just to make sure he didn't cause anything, or was it that much harder to try to find a way to get up there to get around him?
Well, we had like 80 laps to go or 60, so why not to wait until you have better tires than him? He always back up in the back off in the pace. So I saw it in the race. Why not to wait and make it run fast in the end of the stint and cover my position with Jared and the other guys that ran behind him. So yeah, I think he's an intelligent guy. I didn't expect a wreck, and maybe a complication to pass him or make me lose time. So save fuel and save that time, and you'll gain that time and again in the end.
Oh, baby. Octavio running on the showman. 3 wins in a row. Gets it done here tonight at Five Flags, buddy. Congratulations on the finish. Appreciate your time as always. Thank you, sponsors. Any shout outs?
Well, thank you so much. Thank you, Flaming Camera Racing, Jerry Pool, and Byte 500, my teammates. Uh, well, Navy Show Coffee, Flaming Camera Paint Shop, and all the sponsors, my family for watching and making me support. Um, well, everybody watching, you guys, the web shop. Um, I hope I'm not missing somebody, but well, everybody that makes this possible. Yeah, track cams, DRE, Jake Dog, uh, the Roser Record, Admin Box, Simrace Hub. Well, everybody that's making XCAL Racing possible. And see you. I hope to see you in some time because next week is the Road to Pro, so I'll be off. So
Well, next week's an
I'll
off week
see you.
anyway, Octavio, so it's fine.
Yeah, we have Road to Pro every week. I don't know why, but well, we'll see. When I have a free
Oh,
week in
yeah.
the Road to Pro, I'll be here again.
I know what he's talking about. Talking about the Road to Pro deal. I know. I tried to race in that a little bit. Just to go ahead and throw that out there. I tried out the Road to Pro series a couple of times. Daytona ended up turning out all right, and then after that, you got caught. You got stuck with a bunch of dumbasses, and you always end up getting wrecked every single time. At least I did. I mean, I always end up getting wrecked, and then I never tried anymore after I got through with Daytona. All right, Tavio, buddy. Good luck next week in the Road to Pro deal. Congratulations on the win tonight. Appreciate your time. And we'll see you whenever the hell you come back after the Road to Pro stuff. We'll see you when you get back, buddy.
But thank you so much, Jake, and hope to see you soon.
as Octavio Rondoletto gets a third win of the season. Hamish, I'll let you grab Jose right here because you can say his last name better than I can, and hopefully, I don't know if we're going to need a translator or not. I don't know. I'll be honest with you, Hamish. Have at it. I don't know.
Jose, obrigado for joining us here this evening. Congratulations, P2, matching your previous best finish, and it's a 1-2 finish for your team as well. Congratulations on your efforts tonight. Talk us through your race. Only car to not go a lap down to your teammate Octavio. I mean, that's got to be a pretty good feeling for yourself.
Yeah, man, thanks. It was a very good race for the whole team, and everything went smooth. The setup was great. The strategy worked pretty fine. Even the yellow flag came in the perfect spot because we were in the back in the start, and with the yellow we were able to be in the top 10, and then we just worked it out through the table till the end. It was very nice.
Obviously, a very solid performance for you as well. We got a week off next week before we have obviously the next round of 4 races to come. Matching your best previous result, you still haven't got that race win yet. Obviously, most cap driver in the series, most consecutive races run as well. How much longer do you think it's going to take you to get that first win? How long is it going to take you to get that chip off your shoulder for the first win?
Yeah, it's tough to say, but if we continue to do races like this one, where everything matches, sooner or later it will happen for sure.
Well, we appreciate your time coming over chat to us, Jose. Is there anyone you want to give thanks to or give a shout out to as well while you're here?
Yeah, of course. I want to thank Flaming Karma Racing Paint Shop that is in my car for the whole year, and XCAL Webshop for putting up this awesome series.
And Jose, we did it for Octavia last time. I forgot to do it tonight as well. Are you also just able to give us a quick rundown and some thank yous as well in your native Portuguese as well, please?
Yeah, of course. Foi uma boa corrida, correu tudo bem. 3 carros no top 4 para a equipa. Uma grande noite para nós.
Obrigado, Jose. Best of luck next time at the Bull Ring in 2 weeks. Enjoy the week off as well. We appreciate your time joining us here tonight.
Thanks, man. See ya.
See you later. Well, Jake, next up we got the man that was previously a marked man joining you next, of course, starting out of 6th place, finishing 3rd in the end. It was Jared Mogard in the 10 entry.
Yeah, real quick, Hamish, I'm actually kind of shocked because that was the first time we've actually talked to Jose. Believe it or not, he actually speaks better English than my ass does. So I'm kind of actually surprised by that. To be honest with you.
You'd be surprised how many Portuguese people, how well they can actually speak English. It's quite interesting. Both languages have Latin origin, so it's a lot easier for them to learn English than, say, some other countries out there as well. But yeah, on to Jared.
Yeah, well, yeah, I was trying to make a funny joke out of that, Hamish. But anyway, that's beside the point. Jared Mogard got him up here, P3. Jared, buddy, talk about that finish right there between you and Richie Joplin. I mean, damn, I mean, y'all done everything y'all could. It looked like y'all done everything y'all could to damn near wreck one another. But, I mean, certainly that, in my opinion, that's short track racing, buddy. Your take of it.
Yeah, I mean, I felt the same. It was a good racer. Hopefully he's not mad. I mean, I don't know, he kind of gave me a shot. I gave him a shot back. And then last handful of laps, they were just kind of sat and adored each other a little bit. We didn't get any incidents out of it. So, in my book, it was fun. Hopefully he's not mad about it. But, yeah, you race 325 laps or 24 laps, and, you want to do the best you can, so you don't want to lose a position when you're that close too. So yeah, I was fighting them maybe a little bit extra hard there, but yeah, I don't know. It was a fun finish, I thought, for 3rd anyway.
Jared, we watched it here. Obviously, Five Flags, obviously the home of the, of the snowball derby, and I mean, it seemed like after that very first caution, it kind of seemed like it got to everybody kind of calmed down and kind of had their strategy and everything else. I mean, what more could you have done? Well, one, to finish on the lead lap, and two, maybe to have a shot to try to get up there and mix it up with Octavio.
Yeah, yeah, I don't even know what the deal was for. I think it was just a one car deal or whatever, but yeah, after that went green, it's kind of an advantage of not really having many cars here. Is you get shown out, you can pretty much go green, but I don't know, man. Octavio and his team, they just got this fuel game figured out, right? It's we thought this year would be different, but really, it's not. It's just about who can save the most fuel and have shorter pit stops. And these cars, when it takes so long to fuel it, obviously, the less you can be on pit road, the better off you're going to be. And, Octavio and his team has that figured out. So, um, yeah, other than that, there's not really much you can do. I mean, we match times with them. Like when I was running hard, we were matching times, if not maybe a little bit better than them. So, we had the speed to hang with them. It's just like I said, when it comes down to fuel like that and saving and having that shorter stop, it just has such an advantage. So unfortunately, it's kind of the same thing, a different year over here with XCAL and fuel saving. But that's how she goes. We'll take second or third. I mean, you know, uh, yeah, clean. So can't really complain too much about it.
Jared Bogart comes home with a P3 here tonight at Five Flags Speedway. Jared, buddy, congratulations on finish. Appreciate your time. As always, thank your sponsors and any shout outs.
Yeah, I gotta thank Aaron and everybody over here at XCAL for what he does. Admin Box, the web shop, of course, obviously. Figured out Carpentry, Sim Racer Hub, and all my sponsors, Splash and Go Graphics, and Twitch Race Report, Side by Power Computers, Studios Internet, Asus Monitors, and yeah, everybody else. Thank you guys for doing the broadcast as well. Hopefully the fans enjoyed it. And unfortunately for me, I'm going to be taking about a couple months off here, so I won't be back until about May. So hopefully everybody has a good time here in the meantime, and we'll be back in May.
Jared Mogart comes over with a P3 here tonight. Jared, buddy, congratulations on the finish. Appreciate your time, and yeah, we'll see you in May. I guess we'll see you in May, Jared. So we'll see you then, buddy. Congratulations on the finish.
Yes, sir. Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
That was Jared Mogart. Ends up getting the P3 here tonight. Well, Hamish, Five Flags is in the books. We get us an off week next week. Then we're right back at it with the bull ring. It's going to be a good one as well. I got some pizza rolls I'm ready to get a hold of. We see the schedule right here, buddy. Your final take here on Five Flags.
I mean, obviously early caution in this race. Ultimately, I think that, it was a tough one for the majority of the field. The biggest and best thing we can say is just an exceptional performance from Octavio Rondoletto, and pretty much leave it at that. Off week next week, everyone needs to reset. Everyone needs to take time just to get themselves prepared for the bull ring in the next 5 rounds as well, because ultimately they don't want to be letting him do that every single week when he is racing here. Now I know he's going to be doing the Road to Pro as well, but still, you want to try and give yourself the best chance against him. Well, you got to put in the time, you got to put in the practice. Obviously, the next 5 weeks after the off week, we go racing at the Bull Ring, Irwindale Auto Club, Long Beach, and then Phoenix Raceway as well before our next off week in the midway point of March as well. So plenty of racing to come your way right here for XCAL. Massive thank you to everyone who's joined us here this evening. Shout out to all the series sponsors as well for helping get the series up and running with us as well. And it's a massive help from those guys when that can happen. Of course, the XCAL IAAP Individual Achievements Awards Program, Coursewater Admin Box, as well to JDocs Carpentry 2 and the XCAL Racing Webshop series. Thank you as well to our series, our stream sponsors too. Obviously, Roasted Record down in Florida. Go get yourself a tune and a brew as well. You can get yourself a nice coffee, you can get yourself a record. They do deliver US wide as well. So you can order some coffee from them too to get delivered straight to your door. Track cams by Gourmet and Dre, DRE, Digital Race Engineer as well. A big thank you to all of those guys, of course, too. And check out the link in the description to the Roasted Record. You can use the code SIM20 for 20% off your order when you order from them as well. So massive thank you to those guys. Massive thank you to you as well, Jake, for joining me once again too. And yes, I'm excited for an off week, and I look forward to seeing how we go when we come back in a few weeks' time at the bull ring as well.
Yeah, Hamish, we're ready to rock and roll, ready to get the off week, ready to get some time with the family, and then we'll be right back at it for the bull ring. If you haven't yet, make sure you like and subscribe to Motormouth Broadcasting. Keep up with everything going on with XCAL and everything going on here with Motormouth Broadcasting. For our owner, our good buddy, Jim Cunningham, allowing us to come in here and do this racing here on XCAL. My good buddy right here, co-commentating and producing the Aussie, Hamish Monroe. On the redneck announcer, Jake Reeves. Said as I always say, be safe, be kind, be fast. Get y'all an off week next Tuesday night. We're going to the bull ring, and by God, there's a reason why they call it that. I got a feeling we may end up having some beef when it kicks off in 2 weeks. We go to the bull ring. We'll see y'all then.